しに行くのさ One Piece
Welcome, everybody, to the very first episode of the One Talk One Piece podcast. The podcast to listen to if you love One Piece or if you breathe oxygen. My name is Lee, and I'm the host of the podcast. And with me is my co-host, Kento. How are you doing today, Kento?
I'm doing well, Lee. I hope you're doing good too. Excited to get this podcast started, man.
Yeah, man, I've been waiting a long time for this. So, on this podcast, every week we will be coming out with a new episode, perhaps eventually doing more than just one per week. Follow us on YouTube. Our name is One Talk One Piece, and download our podcast on the available sources that we'll put in the description. On the podcast, we will be reviewing the latest chapter of One Piece. Then, we will talk about some topics that are relevant to the One Piece community or topics about One Piece that we find interesting. Topics that the audience suggests will also be taken into account. So if you feel like you have a topic that's worthy of talking about, then we'll definitely add it to our list and we'll get to it. So after we talk about 3 or 4 topics, usually it will be 4. This week it's only going to be 3. We will follow that by doing a special segment, which is basically just a random segment that we just pull out of our ass that we do each week. Basically, we just have a spark of creativity that we think of that changes every week. It could be anything One Piece related, from trivias where me and Luke go head to head, to One Piece video game reviews, to versus matchups, and much more. This week we will be doing a top 30 strongest characters list to kick off our podcast. But first, Kento, we want to just introduce ourselves and talk about why we got into One Piece and why we love this series so much. So we'll start with you, Kento. Why did you get into One Piece? How did you get into it? And why do you like it so much?
All right, thanks, Lee. So I really liked One Piece. Well, first of all, when I started reading manga or watching anime, like a lot of people our age, started watching shows like Naruto. Kind of how I got into anime. And then when I discovered One Piece, it was totally broadened my horizon. I felt like I was, just reading them weekly. My relatives were sending me, One Piece volumes, like by 3 every time they would come to visit. And, I just really got into it because I got to read all the way up till, getting caught up to Marineford. At the time, it was, I think, 2011. So it was around that time when One Piece was at its peak. So I had the benefit of reading it all at once up to that point, and not having to read week to week, so that really helped. I love One Piece because I think that the world that Ichiro Oda has created is like a paradise of greatness. It's so vast, and arguably I would say it has one of the best long-running stories in any fiction that I've ever seen. The cast is
it's the best. It's the
huge.
best.
Yeah, it is the best. Yeah, for sure. I've never liked the cast like in an anime more than I have from One Piece. The variety and imagination of the entire verse is incredible. Like in the anime, man, like I think especially like part 1 pre-time skip, the anime was like nearly flawless because I really liked the style and how different it was from a lot of stuff that I was watching, and everything from the production to the like music. One Piece has an amazing soundtrack. Great characters. There's a lot of meaning, a lot of deeper themes, behind One Piece that they try to, take from real history, real world, and apply it in this fictional universe. And I just love, the lore. There's so much we've talked about over the years. Over the years we've had so many theories, discussions. There's just so much to get into, man. And that's really, that's what I dig.
Man.
Yeah, man, that's what I dig about One Piece. What about you, Lee? Well, how did you get into One Piece? And I think we both, have passion.
Yeah. Well, One Piece was... Well, actually, I got into it through you. You told me about the series, and I was already watching Naruto. I watched DBZ, obviously. I think I actually started watching Bleach before One Piece. Jesus. But I watched Bleach and Naruto first, and Dragon Ball, obviously. And then you got me into One Piece, man. I was watching the anime, and I was like, holy shit, there's so many episodes. And so I watched it until, literally, I think until beginning of Marineford, and then I had to go to the manga. And the manga, I think it was starting at Fishman Island, or like, Sabaody. I remember reading. Yeah, I remember reading the time skip. Actually, dude, it's
Right.
crazy. When I started reading, I think the first chapter I read was the first chapter of the time skip. That was the first, because I was like, where's the fuck's the manga? I was like, I read the manga, like the Ace story and Sabo story,
Yeah.
and then I was like, where's the next chapter? It's been like 3 weeks. And it's because I remember there was a 4 week break.
Right.
Um, the characters, the power systems.
Yeah.
There's so many things about the world that just immerse you in that world, you know?
Yeah.
It's like there's so many things you can talk about with the series. From a personal level, though, one of the themes that I love about One Piece is the idea of following your dreams. Just like Luffy, just like Zoro, I dream to be world class at my sport one day, similar to Zoro, more than Luffy. Zoro wants to become the greatest swordsman in the world. His reasons are different to mine, but the main thing here is that One Piece has taught me that it's okay to dream. It's okay to be ambitious, to do what you love, even if it doesn't work out. You followed your dream, and you had no regrets.
Yeah.
One Piece is going to end soon, sadly. So me and Kento just had to do something to commemorate this amazing series that we love. And that's why we're doing this podcast. Better late than never. We were always like thinking about doing something, some sort of YouTube channel or talking about One Piece online, but we never really got to it. Kento and I actually live in different countries, so we're actually recording this podcast from abroad. But we just had to do it since One Piece is supposedly ending within the next 5 years. What better time than now? Especially with the hype, right, Kento? Right now. These chapters
Yeah,
been
man.
crazy.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, this was long overdue. We should have done this. I mean, we've always talked about these theories in One Piece, and we love One Piece. So yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into our episode 1 of our podcast, man. Starting with chapter 967. So, Kento, what was your initial thoughts on the chapter?
So, I mean, given the events and what we saw in chapter 966, I think chapter 967, I wouldn't say it was a come down naturally. Like it was the flow of plot. I mean, I loved what we saw with the Roger Pirates and their journey. You told me apparently that this journey was completed, or this chapter, the timeline of which takes place in a span of 1 year, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah, so from the start of
yeah.
966 to 967, sorry, to the end of 967, that's like a year. Sorry, bro. Sorry. I think to the end of 966 to the end of 967. My bad. So when Roger does his second journey around the world,
Yeah,
or like his final voyage. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 1 year.
So far, I think, I mean, even from chapter 966 till now, Roger is an amazing character. I'm pretty sure you agree. I think he's so much more interesting than Luffy. And, you know, in 2 chapters, he's already shown more charisma and charm than...
Really? You think so? Nah, man. Come on. Luffy's good.
Luffy's
solid, man.
Luffy's solid.
But the thing is,
but part 2, man, yeah, right.
I agree with you in some aspects there because Luffy's still a kid. Roger at this time is 51 years old.
True.
So I'm like, I've always said this, like me and you have agreed, like One Piece isn't, like it doesn't have to be realistic. Like in real life, there are no fucking pirates with superpowers. But I mean, based on the world, right? There's no great pirate that's fucking 21. No, Luffy's 19. Jeez, he's 19. Zoro's 21. Like there's no fucking pirate captain who's 19 and who's doing shit like Luffy, you know? Shanks is in his 40s, I believe, after time skip.
Right.
And Roger's 51 at the time of being Pirate King. So
right,
is Luffy going to even be fucking 20 years old when he's Pirate King? I don't think so, because judging how the story's going, unless it's another time skip, which I always hope so. I wished. I want to see the One Piece, the Straw Hat crew older by the end of the series. I want to see them, and not in some fucking like sequel or like epilogue.
Nah,
I want to see him in story for the final war. Luffy's 30 years old, maybe not 30, but like like an adult, like 20, 24, mid 20s at least. But it just doesn't make sense, you know. Like how are these veterans like Roger, Rayleigh in their 40s and 50s,
And in their
And
prime,
then you have
right?
the main character and his crew like not even in their 30s
Exactly.
when they're pirate king and stuff like that. Like even like Zoro's dream is to be Mihawk. Mihawk's not fucking 21. I don't think so. Is he? Like I don't think he's
No,
21.
no, he's the same age as Shanks around. Yeah, so I mean, there are rules within the story, as you say. I mean, it's not real life
It's not a rule,
logic,
but
but
yeah. It's not
there are
logical.
logics within the series itself, right? Within the boundaries of the series, like there's still rules. Like yeah, so Luffy's kind of an anomaly, I guess.
Yeah, like he's an anomaly. Some people want to say that like to excuse like not a, is it a plot hole? Yeah, kind of. Kind of. But anyways,
Yeah.
let's go for the chapter, man. Let's go for the
Right.
chapter. So one thing I actually realized this when I saw the first page of the chapter was that Buggy and Shanks are arguing about which pole is colder, the Arctic or the Antarctic. So like the North or South Pole. And I remember like in the earlier chapters or the early I watched the episodes, they were arguing about that on the ship. So this scene right here in that first page is actually the same scene as we saw in like the first 8 chapters of One Piece or the first 8 episodes of One Piece.
Wow.
How crazy is that, dude?
That's insane. I mean, that's
Oda probably like reversed that. Like he probably didn't. He probably looked back and said, okay, yeah, I drew that scene there, so I'm just gonna draw it again now. It's not like he planned to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But still, fair play. Like that's crazy.
It's a throwback. I mean, yeah.
Throwback, like
how to
900
talk.
chapters later. That's insane. That's insane, right? And I think in that chapter we also saw Scopper Gaban, and he was also holding battle axes. And we see him in the 966, the previous chapter,
966.
holding
Yes.
battle axes and the same design, basically.
He had a
That's
sick
crazy,
design.
man. That's But you know what? If you think about it, it's kind of like Oda just looked back at his old chapters and then put it in. It's not like he planned all of it, but he does do that stuff too. But the in the recent chapters, he's had a lot of throwbacks. But those throwbacks are amazing to us, but it's really simple for him to do, you know? Like it's easy for him to just look back and just draw those characters in because it's in
Yeah.
retrospect. Yeah.
And I'm
But
sure
it's
he's
still amazing.
noticed-
It's still cool how we threw it in there, you know? Real fans would have noticed that. Like
Right.
hardcore fans. Hardcore fans. But yeah, so then we move on and Roger's talking to Tom and Frankie, man.
Yeah,
that
so
was a throwback too.
conversation was incredible.
What do you think about Frankie and his parents? Because his parents were pirates, and now they're telling us that again.
Yeah, so I think that Frankie, we know that from the Water 7 arc that initially he didn't want anything to do with pirates because of his past with his parents leaving him behind, and I think that distrust is a part of his character, but I do like the fact that they showed. I mean, Frankie's are probably around the same age as Shanks, right? I mean, they're kids, so.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't realize that. Yeah, but that makes complete sense.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, Roger even invited him. No, actually, sorry. So Odin invited Frankie to come with them, but Frankie said no. Yeah, obviously due to insecurity from his childhood being abandoned by his parents, who were pirates. His parents, I have no idea who they might be. I mean, I don't know if they have any significance in the story or will have. Maybe, who knows? They were maybe famous pirates as well during that era. We got a lot of name drops of, great pirates in the Rocks.
That would be crazy, yeah.
Era. Yeah,
that would
so
be proper
I think
crazy, yeah.
that'd be awesome. And if we see them again in, current story, wow, like in a new world. So yeah. Not much
What if
more to
Frankie's
say.
parents were on the rocks?
Oh shit! I think that would
Because
be
the rocks are scumbags,
cool.
right? Like they're just
Yeah.
like savages, right? Man,
Yeah.
that'd be insane. Oda could do any. That's the thing. Oda can do anything with his story. Like man, he could do so many things with any character, man. He
Yeah.
could make Rayleigh the son of like some great pirate, and that great pirate can be like a D, and that's related to the voice entry. Some crazy shit like that. Like it's such a huge world, man. That's insane.
And that's what I want to kind of see as well, man, in the current
You want
storyline.
everything
because-
to be linked.
Well, not necessarily everything, but I think So he mentioned a lot of those pirates like Silver Axe, Captain John, who we saw in Thriller Bark. Like just a lot of, Rocks. Ever since he mentioned, started talking about the Rocks crew. Like in the current storyline, in the present story, I wish that we got more of these, or like some,
Oh,
renowned pirates in the new
yeah,
world
yeah.
for the Straw Hats
We
to
we
face.
saw Captain John. We saw Captain John,
We
but
did, yeah.
that was very
Yeah.
short. But one thing that scene showed me is that Frankie and Odin aren't that old. Sorry, no, Odin. Fuck, Frankie and Shanks are not that old. What am I talking about? Odin. Frankie and Shanks are not that old. You know,
Yeah.
like Frankie knows Roger. Frankie has met Roger. I don't know. I'm not that hardcore that I remember the exact words that Frankie said about Roger in Water 7, or if he even said anything. But that's crazy. That's like, okay, this is not too long ago. You know, it just puts things in perspective. Like Roger's time was not that long ago.
Yeah, exactly. And we know that Puffing
Recent,
Tom
man.
knew him
Yeah.
well, and I mean,
It's
made
still
his,
recent history. It's still very recent, very fresh.
it's in the
Still
last
very
20
fresh.
years or so. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah. So then we see Odin. He's looking at the Tequila Wolf. So Tequila Wolf is still being built, man. But obviously we knew that. But
Even back
it's
then,
like it's another throwback, man. And then we go to Fishman Island. So one thing that I didn't really get in the chapter, man, was that someone made a hole in the bubble of Fishman Island. What was that about? Do you think that's important or it's not? It's just some random pirates or something like that.
A hole, like you mean when they were arriving in Fishman Island, or
No,
like
so
where is it?
so Neptune was like,
Right. What do you mean,
someone's like made a hole in the island, cover that thing up.
Oh yeah, There's a hole near
Was
the border
that
bubble.
that wasn't Roger though? He said it
Go
wasn't him.
patch it.
So what is that important or what is that?
The day of the disaster has finally come. So he's worrying about something.
I know, but do you think that breach in Fishman Island is important or it's not that important? It's like it's the random pirate or like a random accident.
I think it could be important because they said that their army suffered damage, right? And actually, I think there was some. Yeah, as you said, there's a breach going on, and the Roger pirates are already like right there, so it's not them. So could it be something else?
I think it's somebody. If it is important, I don't think it's important, but if it is, I think somebody's trying to frame the Roger pirates to make humans look bad. And who the fuck else could that be except Arlong? I don't know why, but Arlong. What is the reason? Why does Arlong hate humans? I don't know, but Arlong hates humans, right? And he's born. Arlong is older than Shirley.
Yeah, and
So
he
Arlong
inspired
is
a whole
born.
generation of
So
fishermen.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So maybe he's trying to frame the Roger pirates, but that's only if this thing is important, right? But I don't think it's that important. I think it's just a random occurrence.
Arlong's
But that
just,
could be that's a
messing around.
possibility. But Arlong would be very young. Arlong
He would
very
be.
young, so it's like, does he still have that hatred, and can he still, like, beat Neptune's soldiers? If he can, then Neptune's soldiers are fucking trash.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I don't think he could. He's a new world level, so. But I think, yeah. Who else could it be? We've seen fishermen on Roger's crew as well. Like, I wonder when Oda's gonna, ever have any more insight on his other, crew members who haven't been named yet. Because I'm kind of excited to see them.
You know what, man? You know what? Moving on. I feel
Sure.
something that was weird. Like, Neptune says that every 100 years, Poseidon, the god of the sea, is reborn. So I'm like, when did the old Poseidon die, and how does the world government not know who is Poseidon at all times? And if they don't, then how is Poseidon kept such a secret? Have the previous generations of Poseidon never been used? Because Shirahoshi is the next one, right? But I mean, what about before that? He says every 100 years. To me, that's pretty frequent. I thought it would be every 1,000 years. And how the fuck? So, as well, the ancient weapons, right? It said in this chapter that the ancient weapons were created by the what is it?
Weapons
by
creator,
the ancient
right?
race. By the ancient race,
Yeah. From the ancient kingdom.
So how the fuck do they take a soul and put it into a being and make that being reincarnated every 100 years? That's some magical shit. That's either devil fruit power or a new sort of like mystical power that we don't know about.
So maybe I'm thinking,
How
all
is that
this stuff about the ancient kingdom, they probably have so much technology and weapons that, like, we have never even seen. Like, they probably, I mean, they could be a very advanced race, as you said, like
Obviously they are.
users.
Obviously they are.
Yeah.
They made these They made the 3 ancient weapons. We don't even know what one of
And
them
we don't
is.
know what. Yeah, and also, yeah, I want to talk about later what Roger says at the end of the chapter about Joy Boy. But yeah, I mean that it was a totally different era that we really haven't seen. So yeah, it's insane.
That's just insane how you can force reincarnation.
Yeah,
It makes me feel like there are deities, like gods, in the One Piece world. I've said this. I've said this about, in the very first few chapters of One Piece when they explain what devil fruits are,
the
and
devil.
they say that the god of the sea will hate you if you eat a devil fruit. The god of the sea will hate you. They're basically making it out that the god of the sea is some sort of entity, some sort of being with a presence, with a
And I
who's
think
cerebral, like they have a thought, they can think.
yes,
The god of the sea will hate you.
yes.
That's a bit
And I
crazy
think
to me.
it's
And I always took that literally. I was like, okay, there's some sort of god in the One Piece verse, and only a god can do something like that. Only a god can force reincarnation. Only a god can create Poseidon, and yeah, I don't know what Uranus is, but the Pluton, I think that can be created by shipwrights, but the Poseidon, that's like some magical shit. How do you force reincarnation? That's the doing of a god.
so maybe the ancient kingdoms were ruled by deities.
No, bro. You know what I think? You know what I think? Who created Poseidon? I think the ancient clan. I think it's the D clan, whatever, the ancient race. Who lost the war.
Right.
800 years ago.
Yeah.
I think they were friends, or they had some sort of way of communicating with the god of the sea. The person who I think created devil fruits.
Right. Okay.
Is it called Poseidon though? I think it might have a different name. It can't be Neptune.
So,
Neptune's
so
a
I like.
scrub. But I think that's a theory right there. I think that these ancient race could communicate with the actual god of the sea, the god of the sea that's supposed to not let devil fruit users swim. And I think this god created Poseidon. That's crazy.
That's a good theory.
Imagine we actually get to see the god of the sea, the god of the One Piece verse, literally the most powerful being in the One Piece verse.
The One Piece sea.
Imagine we see that,
god.
man. Bro,
I think
everybody laughs at me when I say that the god of the sea is real. There is a fucking god in the One Piece verse, and it's not Enel. It's not Eneru. It's fucking the person who made the devil fruits, or the deity, whatever. And I think that same deity created Poseidon.
Okay, I mean it's plausible, man. Because what I think of that, it's plausible because so as you said, I think Oda loves to be like he loves using symbolism but then still having as you say, it can be taken literally as well, because if there's a god in the One Piece, if there's a devil in the One Piece, well, there has to be a god, right? And One Piece has always had as you
What's
said,
the devil,
like,
though?
there's a mystical nature behind like a lot of the stuff that Oda does. Like for example, character Blackbeard, we still don't know like what the fuck he even is, right? Like there's like he's I don't want to use the word anomaly again, but he's definitely an exception to some of the rules of the entire verse. And I think there's so many theories about what he could be and what he is. And then I mean it's definitely not as strict as, I mean we there's so much we don't even know about the ancient kingdom, their weapons. And in this chapter they even mentioned, I mean Rayleigh was talking about what we're after is the treasure left behind by the weapons creator. So we don't even know who we've never seen these creators. Like imagine if there was there is a progenitor race who kind of came before the world and did all this and created. So One Piece.
Yeah, so that progenitor is
exactly,
the sea god.
The sea
so
god.
In the very first few chapters of One Piece, I'm telling you, I think Captain Morgan said it. Captain Morgan, he said that if you eat a devil fruit, the god of the sea will hate you. What the fuck does that mean? Like, what god of the sea? Who's the god of the sea? Why does he hate you? How can he hate somebody? Is it an actual being? To hate somebody, you have to be, you have to be cerebral. You need to have what is what I'm looking for? You need to have thought. I forgot the word. It's pretty late for me. I can't think right now. But
yeah, and why
you need to think, right?
Why devil fruits? Like especially like if you eat a devil fruit, you drown. I mean, so the sea god rejects you.
I think that's an overlooked thing, man.
Right.
I see a lot of people, they overlook that statement. They overlook the fact that there could be a god.
They overlook the fact that, I mean, they think
there could be something more that we don't know.
Also be literal. I mean, yeah.
There could be things we don't know, man. That's all I'm saying. But
In the Sky Island, as Roger, the Roger Pirates move on from Fishman Island. Or do you want to stay talk about the prediction? We kind of know.
we'll get to the end. We'll get that towards the end.
Alright.
Man, you know what was? Oh man, when I read this, I was like, this is gonna come back to bite him in the ass. Odin turned his back on his people.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't believe he did that. I swear he was gonna get off at Wano, and that's where he meets Kaido, or maybe not. Maybe he just goes there to check on everything. I don't know. But when Odin turned his back and he said he couldn't turn back because he knew that he couldn't leave if he looked back at his island at Wano, I was like, damn, the people are gonna hate you for that, and you kind of deserve to be boiled alive. I mean, no, he doesn't deserve it, but I mean, the fact that he turned his back on his retainers who love him and his people who needed him perhaps is the reason why he gets he gets no sympathy from the people when he's boiled alive. And what's his fucking name? Orochi will use that against Odin. When Odin does return to Wano and tries to save it, Orochi will be like, remember, this is the guy. This is the motherfucker who turned his back on you. He was selfish and went after adventure. And even Kinemon, there's a panel of Kinemon, he's shocked. He's like, what the fuck? And then, what's his name? The Kinemon and Kanjuro call him a scum. And Roger calls him a scum. And it's like, wow, Odin, this guy that we thought is such a, macho man who's like honorable, who's a saint, he's like a good guy. He's actually he's a bit selfish, Personally,
I think that's
I don't blame him.
Consistent with his character.
Personally, I think, I know, no, not really.
It is because, but okay, so he left for adventure. I mean, he's always been. I mean, he basically, when he started his story, when we saw him, he started off. I mean, basically, he was self-indulgent, and I mean, he left the Whitebeard Pirates, joined the Roger Pirates, even though they were brothers. I mean, it's kind of. I'm not saying he's. I'm not saying he's a. Yeah, I'm not saying he's a traitor. I'm just saying he.
But he asked Roger, and he was still friendly to Roger and sorry to Whitebeard, sorry, and he still said he'll come back. So he's only like temporarily leaving them, but he knows that Wano's in trouble, and his wife is going there. What the hell? And he's just leaving it with very little remorse, very little. That shocked me. I'm like, wow, that's gonna bite him in the ass, man. Trust me.
We'll see. I can't wait to see how this flashback ends as well with him, because it's from his point of view, right? So we're gonna see how shit goes down in Wano. And I mean, imagine if we see Kaido at the end of the flashback.
Man, it's kind of like Odin somewhat deserves to be boiled alive. That's what I think. I mean, he doesn't. But there's a bit of like, this guy turned his back on Wano. If he saved Wano right there, none of this would have happened. All you needed to do was stop for like 2 days, kill Orochi, cut down all the factories with your swords, and then leave. Go back on your adventure. But it's plot. It's not logical. It's plot, right? Bullshit. He could always go back and save and then leave. That's what I would do. If I was as powerful as Odin and I knew what he knew, I would just go in there, get all the factories, kill Orochi, and then go back on my adventure. Say, fuck this. Tell my retainers to take care of the country better. Make Kinemon the temporary shogun, and be done with it,
Exactly.
That's the logical thing, but this is anime. This is manga.
Yeah, it's plot. Roger would have supported him, and they would have supported him.
Of course, Roger would have fucking stayed over. Roger would have fucking stayed there.
Exactly.
You could say that Roger has a disease. He can't waste time. But I mean, come on, you're fucking Odin and the Roger Pirates. You can reclaim Wano and destroy all the factories in 2 minutes. You're so powerful. You have Silver's Rayleigh. You have Shanks. You have all the Roger Pirates. I mean, you're powerful enough to stop anybody. But you know what? Just like we said before with the age thing, it's just plot. And I'm okay with it. It is what it is. It's fine.
And Odin wants to do his own thing. I mean, he's gonna be whatever he wants, adventure.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, that's his personality. And you know what? You can't really hate on him. But I mean,
Yeah.
all it would take was just 2 minutes of using your Nitoryu to cut down all the factories. Only 2 minutes. You could have done all of that. Roger would help you too. Like, I mean,
Yes.
to me, it's just like that's gonna fucking bite him in the ass, and I feel bad for him, even though you can't really blame him for just wanting to, live his life.
Yeah.
Those else was interesting. So, I believe there was a scene in the chapter where Roger and Odin heard something on Zunisha.
Yes.
Something
Yeah.
huge is being stored there. Was that just a poneglyph?
Well, he's getting different vibes from
It's not the
Zunisha,
poneglyph, right? It's something else. Yeah,
Odin.
it's something different. It's not the poneglyph, right? That's what I thought initially, but I'm like, no, it can't be because Luffy was there. Luffy read the poneglyph. He didn't sense any like malicious or like dangerous intent.
It's something sinister, man. It's something
Oh
sinister.
man, no, I don't know if it's. I think it's more dangerous. You know what I think it is? I think it's Uranus.
Oh, really?
I think Uranus
Yeah.
is there. Yeah. I think maybe
Oh, wow.
underneath Zunisha, or maybe like
Stored here.
stored somewhere in Zunisha, or Zunisha's guarding it. Maybe Zunisha is. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's like hidden in the whale tree. I don't know what it is, but
Do you
I think maybe
You think Uranus?
Uranus is there. Possibly. I mean, I always thought the world government had it, but possibly
Do
it's
you
there.
think Uranus is a living thing?
Oh man, that's a whole other discussion, man. We'll save that for another topic of the show, man. That's something. That's a big topic. I don't even know. I have no idea where it is, man. I have no idea what it is. I mean, I have no idea what it is. It has to be something to do with the sky. Maybe it can control
Yes.
weather patterns.
Yeah.
Maybe a dragon has
Yeah.
it, and that's how he controls the weather. Because in a world where like 90% of the world is ocean, and the
Yeah.
weather has such a huge impact on navigation and getting to the final island, pirates, etc.
Yeah.
I think
Dominant.
controlling the weather is such a powerful tool. And
Yes.
obviously Uranus is god of the sky in mythology,
Yep.
so that's my guess. It controls the weather. Maybe dragon has it. I don't know though. Maybe it's also like Poseidon where it gets passed down. Maybe it's a person too. That would be some crazy shit.
A new
maybe-
character.
Yeah, but that would be weird because Pluton is the only weapon that's
yeah.
man-made.
That's
It's
an
not like
actual weapon.
it's not inherited. It's a man-made. Because
Yeah.
Frankie has the blueprints, right?
Right.
I mean,
right.
Oda could retcon it, but I think that's a bit weird. It's like having 3 admirals, like the original admirals. 2 of them are Logia, one of them's a Zoan. It's kind of weird like that, right?
Nah, you can't
But-
retcon Pluton. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he could. Oda can always retcon, man. But hopefully not. Hopefully it's not a plot hole. Hopefully all 3 weapons are unique and different and powerful. But anyways, we're on the last few pages.
Yeah.
And it
4
says-
poneglyphs.
Buggy has the
Yeah.
same disease as Usopp. You'll die if you go to that island disease. I was like, is that actually a disease? And it looks like it is because he's sick. And man, credits to Shanks, man. Shanks is a true friend. Look at him. He's not going to Raftel just to be with Buggy, man. And Buggy's being a dickhead to him. Fucking hell.
So can I two things about this part? Number one, I think like the parallel there with Usopp, as we talked about before. I think Usopp.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, excuse
But
me,
Usopp's going to be
Buggy-
way greater than Buggy.
way
ever will.
stronger. That's true. That's true. I mean, Buggy's
God,
the cabin
Usopp.
boy of the crew. So I mean, and he's kind of cowardly.
Yeah.
Number two, the second thing is yeah. So I guess this kind of does it confirm that Shanks and Buggy, neither of them have been to Raftel? Like they've never seen One
Confirms
Piece.
it. It confirms it, man. And that you know what? That makes sense.
Right.
But then it's like, how come Shanks can never get there again? He's powerful enough.
So none of the Yonko currently have probably been there.
Yeah, I like that though. I think that makes sense. And there must be something about Raftel. You can't get to it unless you're special. Shanks, he's fucking powerful. He's one of my favorite characters, but he doesn't have that X factor. He doesn't have the X factor to get to
Yeah.
Raftel, or maybe he has. Maybe he
Yeah.
has. I don't know. Maybe he has.
And
He should. I
like,
mean,
it
he's
seems like
Shanks, man.
fate. It seems like fate is a. I mean, the fact that Buggy's sick, like the way the
I
panel
mean,
is drawn, it just feels like it's meant to
Shanks
be
is-
that he's not
yeah.
gonna go there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, it could go either way. But it
Yeah.
confirms that at that point he didn't go to Raftel, at least. And then we get the news that Roger is the king of the pirates. The world knows about it. And this part, man, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. I told you my
Okay.
theory. Roger, we actually see Roger looking at the One Piece. And I'll quote it here,
Yes.
but Odin says in his journal that they learned about the Void Century, they learned about the D, they learned about the ancient weapons, and they learned that the Wano has connections with the history of the world.
Mhm.
All right, and then we see obviously Roger, he's laughing. The whole crew is happy when he sees that. So whatever the One Piece is, it made them feel good. When they're laughing, I think that means they feel good. I don't think it's a troll. I don't think they saw a fucking picture of Joy Boy showing them his ass or like putting the middle finger to them. You know, I don't think that's the case. If it is, honestly, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
dude.
that's
And
pretty
the One Piece
funny,
was
right?
just Joy
10 out
Boy
of 10.
saying, "Ah, fuck you, man." Like the One Piece is just be flipping you off. But what do you think of it? I'll tell you my theory after. But what do you think the One Piece is, based on Roger's reaction and the crew's reaction? They're happy.
So it says a laugh tale. Maybe. Well, we talked about. We had so many different brainstorming ideas. It could be anything from a poneglyph to, which would be boring, to an actual treasure. To, I mean, like the most bullshit cliche would be the journey that they all had and all that. But then I mean, as you said, maybe Joy Boy's journal, but that would be, I mean, kind of
Oh, I
weird
don't
as
think
well.
it's. I didn't say Joy Boy's journal. I'll explain
Right.
my theory. It's completely out there.
Okay.
It's 99% not going to be true. But I
Oh,
have
yeah.
several reasons to kind of back it. So
Explain the
if you
port.
watch Harry Potter of a Goblet of Fire, there's something called a port key. So a port key is basically it's an item. It's enchanted. When you touch it, it transports you to another location. I believe you can't go back in time or forward in time. But what I think is that Joy Boy left behind a port key, so like an item that when you touch it, it transports you somewhere. And I think it transports you to Joy Boy's era. Or
Yes.
I don't even think it's an era. I think Joy Boy. I think this era might actually just be another place, like another dimension. Some crazy shit, like another dimension, like in Dragon Ball Super. There's like 13 other universes. Some shit
Like
like
it could
that.
be the same,
takes you to another
same
dimension.
timeline, but a different dimension.
Yeah, exactly. Same timeline, different dimension. And in that dimension, every man and woman has freedom, and they're allowed to follow their dreams. Luffy's dream is not necessary. It is to find the One Piece, but it's to be the freest man in the seas. Perhaps it's a world where every man is free. There is no world government. There is no like corruption. There is no Aimu, and every man is free to do what they want. And it's a very like happy sort of like utopia place, right? And maybe if they touch this port key or like the One Piece, if they touch the One Piece, it transports them there to that mythical utopia where every man is free and freedom is like everywhere, you know? And the reason, like Rayleigh said, when we found the One Piece, we came to our own conclusion that we didn't, and maybe when you get there, Luffy, you'll come to your own conclusion. So I think the Roger pirates, none of them wanted to go because Roger was going to die. And they're like, no, we're going to follow our captain. We're not going to go. There might be also another reason related to the Void Century or the Will of D. But Luffy, I don't think if it is a port key and it takes you to another place, I don't think Luffy will go there either. Even though that's his dream. It's like
So,
he's not going to go there because he feels responsible for making his current world the same as that world. You know what I mean? And liberating the world from the world government and defeating Aimu, defeating the world government, and therefore fulfilling his destiny. And then by doing that, he will be the freest man in the world.
this kind of reminds me of like, so your theory
Crazy
reminds
theory,
me
though.
of
Stupid, but whatever.
so if anyone's played the game called The Witcher, there's a quest called Through Time and Space. And basically, I mean, Witcher's based in a fantasy universe, medieval, etc., etc. But then that's a setting. But then in this quest, you basically go through space and time, interdimensional travel, and basically it says that you get to experience different worlds like at the same time. So there's a desert world populated by a sentient living sea. There's like all sorts of different worlds, ice plains, and so I think, yeah, I mean, like you see it in science fiction all the time. So I think this theory is if One Piece is there, it definitely makes it
There's
more
so many plot holes to it.
unique. It would be very unique. Yeah.
It's unique. I mean, I've never seen anybody come up with that theory, probably because it's so outrageous and probably so not likely to happen. But man, that's just my theory
It's a
there.
good theory.
Just pulled it out of my ass. Just
Yeah.
pulled that shit out of my ass, just like we did with our special
Podcast.
segment. Yeah. All right, man. So that's the chapter. That was a fucking good chapter. So let me just quickly. We're gonna review it. We're gonna rate the chapter.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me just explain the rating. So we're not the type of people to just give away 10s and 9s and 8s. 8s, 9s, and 10s are really good ratings. Those are good chapters. There should only be, like, in the entire series of One Piece, like, not more than, like, 20 10 out of 10 chapters. Probably even less than that. Like, a 10 out of 10 chapter has to be fucking amazing. I'd say so far there's only been maybe, like, 10 out of 10 chapters. Like, there can't be too many, you know? Or else that 10 out of 10 is not special. 9 out of 10 as well. That's a very special chapter. Chapter 966, the last one, we're going to talk about it later.
Right.
That was like a 9 out of 10, man. But as great as that chapter was, okay, maybe that chapter maybe was a 10, maybe, but we're even that we're still debating it, you know? Like that's how difficult it is to get a 10. 966 was one of the best chapters I've ever read. And I'm even contemplating giving it a 10. You know what? It probably is a 10, maybe 9.5. Yeah, you know what? We'll give it 9.5. I don't give it 10 though. But our rating system is very strict. So if we give it like a chapter a 6, that's not a bad rating. Honestly, anything below a 5 is a bad chapter. 5 is an average chapter. 6 is a decent chapter, solid. 7 is a good chapter. 8 is a very good chapter. 9 is like an excellent chapter. Really good chapter. Like really good chapter. 10 is like, you know, out of this world. Like very rare that you'll. Kento.
Yeah, Lee.
What do you rate this chapter out of 10?
So chapter 967, like similar to you, I have 966 on a very high pedestal. So I think
that's
obviously
that's our rating system. Though.
Yeah, so 967 can't possibly be, you know, on the same level as the last chapter, given how great it was.
It's good,
but
though.
I think it was good. It was definitely more than solid. I would give it I would have to say I'd give it an 8.1 out of 10. I think that
there's no
there's
no 0.1s, only 0.5s, man. So you give it an 8, round it down. Give it an 8.
I'll give it an 8. Yeah,
I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8 as well. I agree.
So for me,
it's a very good chapter, man. I love the throwbacks. I love like Oda putting in those throwbacks there. I love that we get to see Roger looking at One Piece. That's huge. That is our first genuine clue of what One Piece is, in my opinion.
Last 2 pages were incredible. This is what we were waiting for, and it poses the chapter poses very interesting questions and mysteries.
Very interesting, man. Very interesting. No action, but very intriguing chapter.
Yeah, very mysterious.
Good throwbacks, as I said. Art is good. And we just move along.
More questions.
I like
more questions than answers as well, and like, but yeah, very fast paced. I mean, kind of fast paced. We saw like so much in Roger's journey.
This chapter felt long to me. This chapter felt like a long chapter. Like it was drawn. It wasn't. I don't think it was more pages, but it seemed like a long chapter to me. Like I was reading it for a while. There's a lot of dialogue, but like it just seemed like a longer chapter because
there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I think the dialogue. There's a lot of text, and I had to absorb. I had to stop and like read it again, like absorb it. I'm like, okay,
a lot of detail.
This is what's happening. Okay, but yeah, so we both give it 8. That's a good chapter, man. Honestly, I'm thinking 7.5. I'll give it 8. Fuck it, I'll give it 8.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of throwbacks. A lot of throwbacks.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Perfect. Great chapter.
Right. So now we're gonna move into our topics. This week we're gonna do one less topic. So usually we do 3 topics. We're just gonna do 2 this week. Okay, because time constraints. Also, we talked a lot about this chapter. And so one of our topics actually, it's actually 3 topics, but one of them is not really a topic, so we can't call it a topic. We're just gonna give our quick thoughts on chapter 966 because we were actually supposed to review that chapter. It was supposed to be our second episode, because we actually did a chapter 965 review, but we'll post that review as well, maybe. But it was very unprofessional, raw, super authentic. But
From the heart.
me and Kento weren't exactly prepared, and yeah, it was a really funny but off the cuff review, and we weren't sure that we were gonna post that for our first one, but we might post it as like a blooper sort of thing. That was
it'll keep
our
getting
review
better.
for 965, which was a great chapter as well. 7 out of 10, 7.5 maybe. But that was actually our first podcast. We have it on audio as well. We may post it later as a blooper because it's so ridiculous, and we were just laughing the whole time. But chapter 966, Kento, what is your thoughts on
Right.
that?
To sum it up
Quick thoughts.
quickly, yeah, quick
Thoughts
thoughts.
and rating.
So I'll give the rating first. The chapter was a 9.5 out of 10 for me. Everything I wanted to see in One Piece was like right there. I love the Whitebeard pirates and the Roger pirates. Obviously, I love seeing these characters in their prime, and even in their young days. I felt like it was very. One of my favorite panels wasn't even just the fight, but the fact that when Shanks and Buggy were staring off Marco, Jozu, Teach, and just talking about each other, like I thought the subtext in that scene was beautiful. And then obviously the confrontation between the two crews, seeing Rayleigh and Scopper Gaban. I mean, I think Scopper just his design has kind of been updated. He looks a lot more menacing, and I like the black hockey, obviously from the Clash. And hey, I mean, finally, first time we saw Roger's weapon of choice, and actually in a combat situation. It was an incredible chapter. Roger, like I said before, I find him to be such an interesting character, and now that Oda's actually showing us more of him, he's a very captivating. Like, yeah, you can kind of tell why he is the Pirate King. He has that aura, and I thought Whitebeard was hilarious in this chapter as well, man. Like I didn't know he had
That's
so much personality, man. Like
Yeah,
it was amazing.
I
Yeah, I
love
love
these
the chapter.
chapters, man. Yeah. I love seeing the legends like interact. Yeah, the first thing I think of was the Clash.
Yeah,
Like that's
the
fun. And
Clash.
Roger attacking Odin.
Fucking
It
Clash.
power scales as well. So Odin is pretty strong, man. He survived the attack and he came running back. Bro,
Yeah.
that's a feat. Odin
Yes.
from that chapter and obviously previous feats, we can power scale Odin, man. Like he's got feats. He's got feats and he's got lore. I think Odin is like Admiral level.
He's
Maybe
definitely
like
Admiral level.
low Admiral level, like Fujitoro
Yeah.
level. But
Yeah.
he's strong, dude. He's fucking strong. No devil fruit as well. So me and Kento, we respect the non-devil fruit users who are OP. Shanks,
Yes.
Rayleigh, Mihawk, Zoro, Sanji, Odin. We respect these characters. That's something that we're gonna keep giving respect to in every single podcast when we see it and we call it out.
all
We're
our
thinking of
favorite
maybe doing
characters.
like maybe for our random segment or our special segment rather, maybe one time doing like
Tribute.
maybe like a tribute to the non-devil fruit users, and
Yeah.
maybe power scaling them. Maybe like another top 30 of only non-devil fruit users. That'd be pretty cool. But anyways,
Oh,
back to the
hell yeah.
966. That
Yeah.
hockey clash, that
Oh my
was
God.
Ryu, dude. They were emanating ornament hockey from their blades more than anything
Before
we've
they
seen.
before
Similar
they
to
even made
Zoro's.
contact, bro.
No. Yeah, before they were waving
Yeah.
their swords around, and it was like Zoro's hockey, but more dense and bigger, like a lot more area.
Dude, like the black smoke that came out of Roger's
Wow.
sword.
I always
Like,
thought that
what
was
the
like Ashura. I always thought that was like, okay, that's unique to
That
Zoro
was some
because Zoro's
devilish
Ashura.
shit.
But when I saw that, it looked so similar to like an aura of like that Ashura would have. It's like I believe Ashura is a form of Ryu, if that makes sense. That's a crazy theory again. Man, like Ashura is Ryu. It's ornament hockey. It's ornament hockey emanating from the user, manifesting as like a demonic spirit because Zoro is such a bloodthirsty fucking savage, dude. It's Zoro's ornament hockey, which is his spirit, his personality, kind of like
Right.
what he's like,
Yeah.
this person emanating in the form of this demon god deity Ashura. And I think Roger and Whitebeard, they don't have like a unique form. Maybe they do, but that hockey emanating from their blades is just it's like Ryu, man. It's like in Dragon Ball they have like ki, and there's so many things you can do with ki.
Hmm.
What Oda's done with Armament Haki is kind of like he's made it into this broad kind of power where like it
Yeah,
can do
he's
so
really
many
expanded
things.
it.
It's like you can
Yeah.
harden your body, you can deflect shit, you can
It's
increase the
very
power of your attacks, you can add it to your devil
yeah.
fruit, and now it's become an aura. When it became an aura, like when it became like Ryu, when you can send it into objects like what Luffy's doing to the tree, it's like
It's very
wow, this power has been expanded on a lot. I don't know if Oda planned it, but this power is so broad. You can do so many
Haki.
things with it, man. Like you can
It's so
fucking do a fucking
versatile.
Rasengan. Like
Yeah, it's so
you can do
versatile.
so much shit with it now. It's like I wouldn't be
mean, can
surprised
you
if Luffy did like a Kamehameha.
can you imagine Prime Shanks, like his aura? Like
Oh
imagine
man,
like if we actually got to see that, because I think
one of
like what we're seeing here in this clash is just the tip of the iceberg.
no, I know, yeah, tip of the iceberg. But Roger and Whitebeard can use it at the highest level. They just didn't show it.
Yes, the highest
Man,
level.
what I think. Sorry, just a bit of a tangent. One
Right.
of the reasons why I still read One Piece is to eventually see Shanks fight and see what the fuck he can do. When Shanks goes all out or he shows his hockey power, that's gonna be a 10 out of 10 for me.
That's a 10 out
can't-
of 10 chapter. Exactly.
I can't wait to see what creative type of fighting style Oda will give Shanks, man. Like one arm man. He's gonna have some crazy ornament hockey and crazy conquer hockey. An observation. Like I want to see that, man. Like that is, for me, my top 3 things I want to see. I don't know why. Like it's just like one of the things I wanted to see Kaido, and that happened, right? Now I want to see fucking Shanks what he can do. I can't wait for that, man. But yeah, the fact that that was stand out to me in that chapter. Also the interchange between Odin, Roger, and Whitebeard, that was cool and funny.
Yeah. I mean, even Whitebeard and Odin.
How did
they're-
that chapter end again, man? I forgot. How did that chapter end? What was the ending of that chapter?
So the ending of that chapter, I'm bringing it up, is hold on a second.
Seems like
It
ages
ends
ago.
with so yeah, the fight's over. It gets off panel. They fight for days apparently, and at the end, it's kind of more exposition. They've arrived to the Sky Island, Poneglyph.
Oh yeah. Of course, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
And,
whatever. That's just like a throwback. We
yeah, that
knew
was
that
fun.
already.
There was
But it's cool
it
to
was-
see it's cool to see the history. It's
When,
cool to see it play out.
when Crocus says you have just 1 year to live, and Roger just laughs. That was pretty funny as well. Like it caught me off guard, like how funny this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, great chapter, amazing chapter. I mean, we're seeing Roger's life pretty much like just flash by, like basically everything that he's experienced. The panel where he's holding Odin's child, and them going to meeting Nekomamushi, Inuarashi. It's basically like everything that they've been through. And we're seeing it.
Yeah.
Oh, if I remember, like, dude, when Whitebeard got pissed, dude, they were arguing, right? When Odin wanted to leave. Apparently, the tsunamis were tilting.
That's
like,
not
around
his
the
hockey.
island.
That's his earthquake power.
No, I'm not talking about hockey. I'm talking about like his devil fruit, dude. That's OP.
Yeah.
That's prime,
But-
like prime Whitebeard.
well, we've seen that though. We've seen him do that. Like,
AOE.
to me, that's just like casual.
But that's just
though.
his. Yeah, that's his cat. Like that's just his
Yeah.
anger. Like he's not even moving, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not
sitting
surprised
down,
by that.
bro.
Like to me, that's not that. To me, that's expected of the strongest characters in One Piece. Like I have high expectations for them, man. I think they're fucking planet busters. If they go all out.
Yeah, if they go all out.
So I give that chapter, man, it's so good. But I gotta be fair, man. That was one of the best chapters I've ever read. Fuck, I know we said the rating's gonna be harsh, but we just happened to start at 2
Exactly.
of the best chapters. Fuck. Man, I have to give it a 10, dude. I
like
sound
it.
like a
I like it.
hypocrite. That's
No, I
not like a
like it.
hypocrite because
But this
I
was a
said
GOAT
like we
chapter.
wouldn't do
This
that.
was this was one of the GOAT chapters, man.
It's one of the greatest chapters though, man. Jeez, boy, that's a 10.
I mean, look at that
Um,
standout, man. Holy shit.
Yeah. But do you have anything else to add to that before we move on to our
Ye-
second topic?
Yeah, just one last thing, and I also want to obviously get your opinion on this as
Our
well.
first topic.
So,
Yeah.
like this chapter, like so last time we kind of, you know, between ourselves, we touched on a bit of talking about Yonko and, you know, their crews and stuff like that. So, like in this chapter, we actually see. So I assume like from 965 to 966, there was a kind of a gap, right? Like in terms of, because we see in the last chapter, the chapter before 966, like Marco and those guys, like they're like kids, they're like, you know, like children. But in this chapter, like 966, they're more developed. Like they look like, you know, young adults or teens at least. So like I was thinking like because Whitebeard's
Marco? Or
Marco
Shanks, right?
and
Marco,
Jozu. Yeah, Andrew. And even Teach, bro. Like I think he grew up a bit since his like when he was adopted by Whitebeard.
We saw him in this chapter. I think I saw Jozu in this chapter, 967.
966.
Oh, 966. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 966.
Yeah.
That chapter. Yeah, so we were talking. So I'm not gonna talk about Teach individually because that's a different thing. He can have his own video. But the thing about like the two crews, Roger and Shanks. Excuse me, Roger and Whitebeard, like the younger generation. So I'm thinking like the question was raised like how did Whitebeard's crew like hold off Roger when like these guys were like so young, right? So I was thinking maybe like so you have like these commanders in 965 like Whitey Bay, Raku, like a lot of these guys who were actually later on allied commanders. So I'm thinking maybe like these guys were younger, like they were the original Whitebeard commanders before like Marco, Jozu, these guys grew up and, you know, then kind of took over. And then when they were old enough to or strong enough to be that, because I'm pretty sure they're still pretty strong even as kids because they have devil fruit powers. But like those guys, man, like as they got older, they became like the allied forces. Like I don't know what do you think about
So
all
you
that?
think Whitebeard's original crew was stronger?
No,
Who was the third commander
strong
then?
enough
Who was the
to-
third and
strong
first?
enough to survive.
Bro, who was the first commander? Odin was second, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Who was the first commander? What the hell? That's a question. Who was the
Exactly.
first commander? What's going on?
We don't
What the
know.
fuck's going on? What?
Like, how did they survive?
Odin,
this long?
who's stronger than Odin? Is that like a character that's yet to be revealed? That's a possibility.
Wow.
But it's weird that we don't show him.
Yeah. And who's
Could it
fighting
be,
Rayleigh? I mean,
Vista?
who's fighting who? Vista,
Maybe Vista was like better back then. I don't know. And he got
So-
older, so he got no. He's not even that old though. So Vista's
This
probably
is-
still 5th division.
Yeah.
Who the hell
I think
could
young.
Marco be like first member, but he was weaker than Odin? Like that doesn't make sense.
I mean, he was stronger than Kid Shanks, but that's probably about it.
Because
I
we
don't
don't know who's Whitebeard's original right hand man.
Exactly. He'd have to be like older as well, like not like Marco's
Yeah,
age.
he'd have to be close to Whitebeard. He had to be Rayleigh's age.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if let's put this. So Whitebeard has a first commander who's stronger than Odin. I think Roger and Whitebeard's crews are very equal. Maybe Whitebeard even wins then. That's crazy shit.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Because that
Yeah.
means Odin fights Scopper, and Rayleigh fights the first commander, and
But
then
we don't
Whitebeard
see
fights
him.
Roger. That's insane.
But we don't see him in the stand-up, in the face-off. We see Scarper and Rayleigh and the Roger, but then we see on the other side those allied commanders, you know, from the current generation.
Yeah. And those guys are they're not
Marco.
fodder, but they're not.
They're not fought,
They're-
yeah.
they're not even
But I was
commander
thinking,
level.
maybe they were younger back then as well. Who
So they're
knows, right?
stronger.
They could be
Yeah.
like they could be past their prime when they went to Marineford, man. Who knows? Like they got older. I have no idea. I'm just trying to rationalize it. I
They're
guess.
not first. They're not first commander.
I don't think so. No. Yeah.
Wow,
They're not.
that's a good point, man. That's a really good point. That's interesting because Whitebeard. Yeah, Whitebeard would have to have a right hand man. Every captain has a right hand man. That's interesting, man. Wow.
So yeah. I mean,
So what was your question actually? That was just intriguing.
no, I was just trying to get because
We should
I'm
brought
just
that up.
I just brought it up because I was.
Oh, yeah,
I was
yeah,
just
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to make sense of like trying to figure out like how did Whitebeard manage to equalize the Roger
Compete with
pirates?
Roger, but I think with
Exactly, yeah.
Odin they do compete. I think with Odin alone, they can kind of compete with Roger. I guess like Marco and Jozo are still babies, but I mean, yeah, that makes sense. They need to have a first division commander.
The two of them, yeah. I mean, the two, like Marco and Jozu, the two of them, and Teach like as teens. Maybe like three of them can fight Scopper together. Like, it's not too far fetched, not too big of a stretch. I mean, Shanks and Buggy were like the youngest of either crew.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
obviously like Marco is older than Shanks, man. Like, it's weird, but
Yeah.
like it's true. Like, he's
Wow.
older
Yeah,
than
yeah.
Shanks.
That's true. That's true. I know that. Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to our second and last topic before our special segment. So One Piece is ending in 5 years. What are your thoughts? And how do you think the series will end?
Go first, Lee.
So my thoughts on it is I think it's very sad. I think One Piece is the greatest series I've ever read because of its ability to consistently be amazing over such a long period of time. And the mystery, the characters, all the reasons we've mentioned when we started our intro, right? Like the world building, the characters, the fights, everything. It's fucking amazing. And like I can tell Wano is being rushed. And I mean, it's not just gonna be Wano. It's gonna be Elbaf will be rushed. Final War will be rushed. I mean, 5 years is quite a long time, man. Some anime series only go for like 3 years, 4 years. But this is One Piece we're talking about. There's a lot of stuff to wrap up. As we said, like chapter 9, 6, 7 is still asking more questions than giving answers. And there's still so many things that need to be answered. I mean, and I just want it to be flushed out properly. I want the characters to have good development. I want there to be a second time skip where Luffy and his crew are like, mid-20s at least. And they actually deserve to be the Pirate Kings. Like the strongest crew. I think Roger worked a lot harder to be Pirate King. I get Luffy's genetically gifted. Like Luffy is the chosen one, whatever. I want it to be a bit more realistic. I know it's an anime. I know it's a manga. I want it to be a little bit more realistic. In terms of how it will end, so I'm disappointed that it will end in 5 years. I'm disappointed overall. In terms of how it will end, man, I think it will be sad. I think not necessarily a death, but I think One Piece will have a sad ending to it. I think there's going to be a big plot twist. And I think the overall ending will be sad, but like the last panel, like the last chapter, whatever, it'll be happy, obviously. But the overall, like when the actual story is done, like the main story is done, not like the epilogue, it'll be sad. It's gonna have like a sad ending, but at the same time, it's the way it should be. Like there was no other way for the series to end. Whatever happens, that sad ending will be justified, and no one can complain about it. And it will be like a good sad ending. Like people will be satisfied with the ending.
So it'll be bittersweet, right?
No. It'll be I don't know if that's the right word. It's gonna make you emotional. That's what I'm saying. It's not just because it makes you feel sad doesn't mean it's bad. It's gonna make you feel emotional. A strong ending, emotional. But I think the last panel, that the last pages will be, like I hate to say it, but like typical, like the straw pirates starting another adventure. So that it leaves us open to interpretation. Like how Toriko ended? Yeah. That will be the last panel of One Piece. Similar, but drawn better. Jesus, that last panel of Toriko was interesting, but I mean it was drawn like shit, but it was very, very interesting because it left the interpretation to the reader. But I think the overall ending of One Piece will be sad, emotional. What about you? What do you think?
So what I think about the ending of One Piece, EOS, end of series. I mean, first of all, I agree with you. There should be another time skip at some point. I don't know when, but I think it's better for the series. And second of all, I have concerns of like the pacing. Like this chapter alone is kind of worrying. As good as it is, 967, just kind of rears its head to show like we're getting so much information and having so many questions, put on our face just in this chapter alone. And the pacing of which, I mean, for me, like I thought the pacing in this chapter was quick because of all that was being revealed to us. I mean, we're seeing Roger like literally within arm's reach of the One Piece, getting declared pirate
Yeah.
king and being like the fucking like unlocking all the mysteries of the world. So I mean, we're not privy to that information, but the fact that like we're seeing, I didn't think we'd be seeing this like this soon. Like I hope there's a more elaborate flashback in the future, maybe for Roger. But yeah, like I hope that the arcs to come, maybe Albath. I hope that's a strong arc. I really want, the same level of detail that Oda would give to Wano.
Do you think that's gonna happen though? I think it's gonna be like a Zoe arc, unfortunately. Very
That
short.
would be unfortunate because I really
But
feel
it can
like.
still be good. It can still be great though. Like
Oh yeah,
Zoe
Zoe was good. Zoe was good.
like
Yeah.
even if it finishes in 5 years, I'm disappointed, but I'm not gonna not enjoy it. Like I'm
Right.
gonna be on the rise. 5 years is quite like, bro. 5 years is longer than a whole university degree, and it's probably gonna be 7 years, dude. Like realistically, Oda never sticks to his timeline. It's always longer. So when he says 5 years, I'm thinking 6 or 7. So even if it's like 5, even if it's minimum 5, he can put a lot into that. Like, if he's smart about it, he does his shit right. Although we don't get everything, we get the important shit, and it's still an amazing, amazing series. I just think it would be better. It would be perfect, like 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It can still be
I
10 out of
wish
10,
it
but
was 10 out of 10.
it would be better if he flushed it out a bit more and didn't have
Yeah.
to rush. And
I agree.
yeah, but
Yeah, I wish he didn't have to rush. I mean, 5 years is too.
it can
fucking-
still be amazing though. It can
I
still
mean,
be
Dress
like
Rosa,
10 out of 10 series, like 10 out of 10 ending still.
bro. Like
Yeah.
Dress Rosa, like how long was that arc?
100
years
chapters,
was
man.
that?
100 chapters.
So
It was
like that was
4
probably
years, I
with
think.
all the breaks. That was 4 years, like one arc.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Albath. I don't know, like
3 years.
Yeah,
3 years. Yeah.
whatever Oda wants to do, that's fine. That's not the final arc, so whatever. But yeah, we kind of want to see the giants. I mean, they brought up Loki or whatever. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Final War should definitely deliver, right? Like it's supposed to be the biggest war in all of One Piece. It's supposed to make Marineford look like a skirmish, like a simple.
It's basically gonna be.
child's
It's basically gonna be Elbath is the last. Is like our final actual proper island, and
before
then
after-
Raft Tail, and then Final War.
Right.
That's basically the layout.
I think that's okay. Would like to see
It's
more.
okay. It's okay. Yeah.
New World.
I mean-
New World Pirates. But yeah. Fuck.
No, you know what? You know what? I get it. Like, there's some things we don't need to see, like other New World pirates, unless there are strong New World pirates that actually matter. But the thing is,
Exactly.
to be honest, like apart from the Yonko crews, the other New World pirates, they don't. We
There are
don't
no
really know.
independent, like yeah.
There's no independent.
OP.
There's no
like,
independent person who can even hold a candle to a third commander, to like a first commander,
right. Who's
even
out
third
there.
commander or whatever. Yeah, who's out there? Like only warlords. Like it's
Yeah.
you're either part of the factions that we know of. One thing though that we haven't covered at all is the Revolutionary Army. So where the
That's-
fuck is that gonna come in?
Well, we've seen their
That's-
commanders
that's-
as well. Like
So we need
Now-
Elbath and Revolutionary Army before the final war and Raftail and
Tequila
Blackbeard
Wolf.
too. And we
I
need
think-
to cover. We need a backstory for Mihawk, backstory for Shanks,
So that's
backstory
the
for
other thing.
Blackbeard, backstory
Yeah.
for Akainu, backstory for Aokiji.
oh my god, so much. Yeah, like flashbacks of all major characters.
Fulfillment of dreams of all the Straw Hats. I think each Straw Hat needs like 3 or 4 chapters to, close out their dreams. Maybe 3 chapters, 4 chapters, 3 chapters, maybe for some. Like Zoro versus Mihawk fight. That's gonna be like 10.
Yes.
That's gonna be like that should be. I hopefully at least 5 chapters at the very least.
At the very least, yeah. It should also have a flashback of Mihawk and Shank. Like, I mean, like as you said, bro,
Excluding
like,
the flashback. Excluding the flashback.
Yeah, the fight itself.
Five
fight
chapters
itself.
at least.
As you said, man, the flashback of all the major world characters, like we have to see, like the origins
Like-
of all these guys.
And
It
the
didn't
Blackbeard
take
Luffy, the Blackbeard Luffy fight.
characterization.
Yeah, and the Mihawk Zoro fight should be 2 of the greatest fights in manga history, man.
Yes.
That should be insane, man. That should be insane, bro. I can't fucking wait for that. Especially, I'm looking forward to. For some reason, I'm looking forward to Zoro Mihawk because, as I said at the beginning, like I relate to Zoro. So,
Bro, that's 20 years in the
oh my
making.
goodness, and I
mean,
want to see Mihawk sweat and fucking get cut up, dude. Like I want to see him try.
I want to see him to go all out.
Imagine he
Go
wins, dude.
bloodlust.
Imagine imagine it's a draw, or imagine Mihawk wins, dude.
It would be.
Holy
I think it would be
shit.
like extreme diff, like either ways. But
Yeah,
dude,
of course. But imagine Mihawk wins and it's like Zoro, you still have a way to go.
round 2, baby.
Or maybe not that. Maybe Mihawk wins but he dies. Some like he's forever
falls.
undefeated. He's forever undefeated.
He's succumbed. But yeah,
It's
I mean, Zoro,
unpredictable, you know. But Zoro
he
will
needs
win.
that.
Like
He needs that fight.
99% Zoro will win,
He
and
needs that.
it will be beautiful
title.
though. It will be beautiful.
He has to surpass like Prime Rayleigh in some way as well. Like at
We'll
least
get to like a
symbolically.
power scaling, bro.
Right,
Don't
right.
save it for our power scaling.
My bad, my
It's
bad.
coming up next.
But yeah, like as you said, there's so much like dreams of the Straw Hats has to be fulfilling. They have to be satisfied. The meaning of
There's
One
way too
Piece,
much.
and even the fucking world government, Emu, like all the stuff that he's brought in relatively recent. Like he has to also, like show us as well. Like there's so much. Yeah, I don't know if 5 years is enough to cover all that, but we'll see. So yeah, that's pretty much I guess what we expect to see from the end game of One Piece. We have a lot of things that on our wish list. Just wish most of them would be we'll get to see them. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, anyways, let's go on to our last segment. All right. So this is our special segment. We're gonna call it the special segment. Right? Not a random segment, special segment. Even though it is a random thing that we do. Our first episode, me and Luke did a trivia. We might actually just post that trivia. That was pretty funny. Pretty good. I mean, that was an easy quiz though, man. The trivia we did, we will release that. But that was bullshit. We're gonna do another one. We'll do a harder one, man. We'll do like a proper one, hardcore one.
Hardcore.
But right now, we're gonna go into our top 30 strongest One Piece characters. Currently, so the rules are they have to be currently alive. No movie characters.
Right.
And,
Canon.
you need to have a bit of rationale, because I might question you, and you might question me.
Yeah, we have these we used to have all these arguments all the time. Just power scaling. It's
Exactly, man. Yeah, but we're gonna get into it, man. So
yeah.
we'll do it like this. You give me your top. You give me your 30.
Okay.
I give you my 30.
So how should we do it? Like we'll go over. You go first, bro. So let's say.
Or maybe we could give our top. You know what? Fuck it. We'll do 3 at a time.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. We'll alternate. I think that's pretty damn good. Yeah.
No. But I do my 30, 29, 28. You do your 30, 29, 28. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll go first. My
right.
gatekeeper. So the person you have to beat to be in the top 30 is Law. Law is number 30. 29, Kid. 28, Hancock. Do you agree on that? Or strongly?
Okay, go. So wait. Law,
so give me your
Kid,
top,
and
give
then
me your
Hancock,
30.
right?
Yeah, in that order. Yeah.
No, it's not
So
that I
Law's
don't
the
agree
weakest.
with it, man. It's not that I don't agree. It's that I think you're right. I kind of yeah.
Just give me your 30.
right.
Just give me your 30, 29, 28.
So all right. So man, all right. Give me a second. All right. So my gatekeeper for let's say okay, my 30, 29, and 28. Okay, number 30 I had Cracker. All right. Fucking Cracker.
Yeah.
29 I had Ace, and 28 I had Vista. Yeah.
Cracker, Ace. Ace is dead, bro.
Oh, true. All right. So okay, Cracker, Law, and Vista.
Okay, fair. Cracker.
Law.
You think Vista can beat Law? Vista can beat Cracker. Cracker. Vista is 5th division, man.
I think Vista, man, like.
You think Vista can beat Gear 4 Luffy? Cracker's stronger than Gear 4 Luffy. Like Gear 4 Luffy back then.
I think Vista's powerful, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. No, dude, I think he's strong as fuck. Like honestly,
Why? Because he fought with Mihawk?
No. Not only that. Okay, that's yeah. Mihawk all day. I don't know, man. I think we've seen so little of him. I think he's like one of the veteran. Like he was one of the OG like Whitebeard pirates with Jozu and Marco. He's been there a long time.
Fair.
He's been there.
Who's your 30 again? Who's your 30?
I had Cracker.
Cracker. Okay, fair.
I think
So
Vista's
30
stronger.
max.
I think Vista can beat Cracker, bro. Yeah, that's why.
And you think Law can beat Cracker? Fair. Law counters Cracker. Law counters.
So, and I think it could go either way, man. Law and Vista. If Law beats Vista, like I'm not surprised. I mean, at this point in the story, probably.
Yeah. So we'll also mention that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my top 3, my bottom 3 rather, can go
Right.
either way as well.
Yeah. They're all marginal. Like, I mean, there's not a big gap between 30 and say
Actually-
like 15, bro. You know, like.
Oh,
for
really?
me,
You think? Yeah. There's not. It depends actually for me.
yeah.
But
Alright.
I think for me, my 30 to maybe 24, 30 to 24 for me are quite close.
Oh, but you had Hancock, right?
I have Hancock above the Super.
Oh,
I have
shit.
Hancock above Kid and Law. That's
Oh, yeah.
debatable. I think Hancock's gonna get destroyed by. I think Hancock's gonna be beaten by Fujitora and Kobe tag team. But that's still strong,
Oh.
man. I mean, I know it's a movie, but she destroyed Bullets.
I think she's
robot thing.
powerful, bro. Yeah, I think
She's powerful, man. Like she's been hyped up too. Like I could go for the hype, but you know, true fans of the series will know all the hype. Like Sengoku gave her hype recently.
Yeah.
Recently, they gave her hype. You know, like
Aokiji kind of gave her hype.
she gave herself hype. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Aokiji gave her hype, and like Sengoku said that they need her. Like she's very powerful.
Yeah.
And we've seen her destroy pacifistas like nothing. We've seen her break Smoker's jet. We've seen her we've seen her do some stuff, and we know she's a hockey master with all three types. But she could be weaker than Law too. So I think she's above. I give her credit. Okay, so my next 3, 27, 26, 25.
Oops. Yeah.
My 27 is Weavile. My 26, Yasop. My 25, Smoothie. So, but Yasop is a third commander. But as they said in the Bounty chapter, which I think was a 10 out of 10 chapter, they said that Shanks' crew is the most balanced and they have the strongest commanders. Something like that. Like
Yeah.
they're top heavy. Or they're not top heavy, but they're impregnable, and their commanders are basically strong as fuck. Like Ben Beckman's strong as fuck as well. So I think Yasop, although he's a third commander, I think he's as strong as the second commander of another crew. So I put him right under Smoothie, so he's just a bit weaker than Smoothie. But I think it can go either way. Maybe he's even stronger than Smoothie. You know? I think it can go either way. But I put Weavile, Yasop, and then Smoothie. In that order.
Man, you got a good list, man. I gotta
Yeah,
say.
man. Dude, I thought about this shit, man.
Dude, I think you got a damn good list.
Yeah.
Alright.
What's your list, man?
Wait, so what number are we? 25 to 27, right?
Sorry, no, 27, yeah, to 25, yeah. Start with your 27, though.
Gosh. All right. So my 27 is a Queen.
Yeah?
Yeah, Queen. Yeah, because I think
fair.
in terms of
fair.
raw strength, I mean, he was pretty impressive. Obviously,
That's
I don't
fair,
think he
yeah,
stood
yeah.
a chance against Big Mom, but I think against current Luffy, I think that would be a tough fight for Luffy, dude. Like, I don't think he's
Current
guaranteed.
Luffy. All right, we'll talk about it. I have Queen coming up soon.
All right. So yeah, I have Queen at 27. 26, I have Eustace Kid. I think Portrayal, he's still. I mean, he got fucked by Kaido. That's
He's kind
indisputable.
of, you could say he's kind of equal to Luffy, man. But
Yeah,
Luffy
but in
went to
Portrayal,
Sailor.
he's equal to Luffy, man. Like, so yeah, I gotta put him there. And then 25, I have Luffy at 25. So, yeah.
Luffy
like-
at 25. Okay, it's interesting. Our lists are pretty close, man. Okay, so do you think Luffy's weaker than the other second commanders? Or you don't have any other second or third commanders in your list, I guess.
I do.
I know
But,
you have no. You do? So you think Luffy's losing to Jack? Or
No, not Jack, bro. Jack. I think
Katakuri?
Jack wasn't Jack a third commander.
Yeah. Do you think he's losing to Smoothie then?
So possibly, I don't know. Like, I
What?
don't think
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
I have a reason for that. I'll tell you.
I mean,
why.
I think it's close. I think it's high diff, extreme diff.
I think like a lot.
but
of
I
the
think
commanders
Luffy
are
wins now.
equal.
Okay, you'll see
could-
my list. I don't think Luffy's stronger than Katakuri.
Exactly.
now.
That's why. I've. Yeah. All right.
Because
all
okay, but to be fair, I'm not imagining what Luffy can do with his new technique, with the new Ryu technique. I'm thinking of Luffy when he was just finished training in prison. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Like current. Yeah.
I don't consider what I think he can do versus Kaido. I don't consider that
Yeah.
right now.
It's not the end of the arc yet. Exactly. Yeah.
We haven't seen
Like,
him fight.
well-
We haven't seen him fight after his training yet. We've only seen him fight. We've only seen him at the end of the prison, and we can assume after Katakuri he got stronger, and then after the prison and Kaido beating, he got stronger again, right? But just
That's a very-
marginally.
That's a very fair point. Very
Yeah.
fair point. Yeah.
So I think Luffy beats any second commander now.
Okay.
but
So
maybe
like
not-
you mean
maybe not
after
first.
his training? After his training, like with the
Yeah,
Ryu
yeah.
tech-
And that no. Before his training. So after the
Before his
prison only.
Oh, okay. All
I
right,
think
so
he
that's
Yeah.
so,
So
okay. So
yeah,
you
but
have
I
him
don't,
higher on the list. All right,
a little
fair,
bit higher.
All right,
So
fair.
24, 23, 22. 24, Queen. 23, Luffy. 22, Sengoku. So I still think Luffy's
Okay.
weaker than Sengoku, Garp, Rayleigh, but I think he's
Yeah.
stronger than any second commander or third commander,
Okay,
but not
fair.
first. So I've had Luffy as 23.
All right. So I think we're definitely gonna disagree with this one. I'm kind of weird on this as well. But yeah, so 24, just slightly above Luffy. At Doflamingo. I mean, I'm kind of a wanker,
Still?
like fanboy.
Yeah, you are.
Still,
Wait, where's Luffy for me? Fuck, I don't have him in there. No way, I fucked up. Okay, sorry. I'll fuck.
it's
Fuck,
all right,
fuck.
bro. I also messed up. I didn't have Yasop or even Lucky Roo
Oh,
at all,
man.
man.
Shit, okay,
I
I thought I meant
completely
Dofi.
forgot about them.
I think Luffy versus Dofi now is extreme diff. Luffy wins, but
Fair.
before Katakuri, Dofi wins for sure.
Okay,
Like,
all right.
high diff.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna actually make it really. I have to put Dofi in, man. So take out take out Law. And put Dofi above Weavile and Hancock. So Dofi would be
Okay, just bump them.
26.
Right. Okay.
Actually, no. Put Dofi above Yasop too. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dofi's 26 then.
All right. So yeah. So 24 is Doflamingo for me. Extremely versatile with his Dofru. And
Yeah,
23.
wow.
Yeah. 23.
Dofi's
And
so fucking good.
and Dofi's hockey, bro. Like his hockey's off
So
the
Law
charts.
is not in it for me anymore. Shit, I love Law. So Kid is in it. Fuck, man. Because Kid is stronger than Law, I think. Yeah.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
substituted Ace with Law, I think. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
fair.
I also kind of messed up.
So
Yeah.
no Kid. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. 23, and this is gonna be like this is kind of iffy, right? Because I assume that he's definitely weaker now after the time skip, after losing an arm. I have Jozu at 23, slightly above Doflamingo. Yeah.
What?
Like,
What the fuck? He
Jozo-
lost an arm, though, man. He lost an arm.
Fair. Yeah, that's when he lost.
Come
the
on,
arm
man.
before.
I don't have Jozo on my list. Oh, we have to do honorable mentions at the end. Honorable mentions later at the end. I have some
honorable
honorable
mention,
Jozu's in my
Yasuo.
honorable mention. Yeah.
All right, fair.
No
fair.
way, bro. Dude, I have to. No way. Dofi beats Jozu
You think Doflamingo beats Jozu?
with
I
two
don't know,
arms.
bro.
Yeah, with two arms.
With
Of
two
course
arms?
he beats him. Yeah,
I don't think
I
just
think
because he
so.
stopped him, means he beats him.
I know. I think
Alright,
Dofi
fair,
beats
fair.
any. I think Dofi's third commander or second commander, man. And Dofi's versatile. Dofi's smart. Dofi has hockey. Like he's very good at hockey. Like, dude, Dofi's a beast, man.
I
Even
think,
now, Dofi versus Luffy before Luffy has Ryu is extreme diff, man, or high diff at least.
alright,
Dofi
you know what?
Katakuri high diff only though.
You know
in my
what?
opinion.
I think you make a strong point. I'm gonna switch
Get
Dofi and
Jozu out of
Jozu.
there.
I'm gonna
What?
switch
So
Jozu and Dofi.
Jozu one arm is stronger than Luffy? What the fuck, bro? Come on. Take Jozu out completely with one arm. only has
Diamond
one arm.
Dos Brilliant Funk.
Yeah, with two arms he's maybe at that level, but with one
Anyways,
arm.
I think Dofi is around that level, bro. He and Jozu, I think, like as you say, like
Yeah, of course.
second to third
It'll be
commander.
extreme diff. It's extreme diff either way. But
Oh, and you're
But-
really gonna love this as well, man. I
but
have Hancock,
Jozu
I have Hancock above Luffy as well.
Jozu has one arm, man.
Alright, fair,
That's
yeah.
huge nerf, bro. He has one arm.
But
I
we
know
don't
he's
know
not Shanks, dude. He's not
shit about-
Shanks. He's not Shanks.
Of course, he's not Shanks, but we don't know
Yeah,
like
so-
if he's not. I don't think he's like trash, like
He's not
is he
trash.
weaker than? Is he weaker than? I don't know if he's weaker than Cracker, bro. Like,
I think with his
Seriously?
fighting style, one arm nerfs him significantly, especially because we don't know if he's awakened.
because
I
he's
don't- I-
attacked.
He could be
Yeah.
awakened. I mean, he probably
But
is.
his
But
strength, bro. Like he's. Oh yeah, one.
yeah,
arm.
but he's one arm, bro. Most of his attacks were either punches, smashes, or throwing boulders.
He'll use his head, bro. He'll use his head.
Yeah, well, fucking. Yeah,
Alright,
well,
alright,
well
moving on.
Dofi has strings, bro.
Moving on.
No, man, you gotta take him out. You gotta change him, man. I can't have you putting Jozu in, man, with one arm.
All right,
Change him
Joe's
for somebody.
honorable mention. I'll still put him above Cracker, man. I got it.
What? That's just.
So I'll
Oh,
bump him.
fuck, man. Okay, fair enough.
Cracker falls out of the
I'll
list.
put Smoothie instead of Jozu then.
I have Smoothie.
Okay, yeah. Later, okay, fair enough. So what did you end on? What was your What was your
Doflamingo and one
22?
more. So my 22 is Hancock. Because
Okay.
I think, yeah, as you say,
so
like,
Hancock above
everything you said.
Dofi? What
Yes.
the fuck, man?
Now I think so. Dude, so okay, let me explain. Throughout like before time skip, even after time skip, like for the longest time I always had Doflamingo as the
Okay.
second strongest like warlord. But I think like now like I'm not like, it's not that it's not
What?
it's less to do with
Yeah,
Dofi. It's more to do with Hancock. As you say, like the portrayal and everything.
Okay, yeah.
And the
fair
fact
enough,
that we've
portrayal.
barely seen anything from her, like I would say she's very similar to Doflamingo, man. She's put in the same pedestal. Aokiji said they're
She's
royal.
very close. They're very close.
Yeah, they're very close, definitely.
Like on my list, they're only 2 positions below
And-
difference. But
And Doflamingo's definitely more dangerous by far.
he's dangerous, man.
And he's way more
but
cunning.
to be fair, Hancock has
More
hacks. If she's fighting a man and he's not
Yeah.
gay, like
That's the
dude,
thing.
she should be undefeatable against any man unless the man can dodge the arrows. But I mean, she should be
You know,
fast
like-
enough to just touch them, turn them to stone. But
So,
like, so I
yeah.
guess in a 1v1 she could be, because I bet Dofi wants that
dude,
pussy,
and
man.
her hand-to-hand combat must be insane as well.
Must be,
Like, you
his
know-
hand's probably better than Dofi, to be honest.
Oh, definitely. I think so. Like Lady Shiva in Batman, right? Like the world's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Like that's how I imagine her. But yeah, so that's my 22, 25.
Fair
Like,
enough,
they
man.
all-
That's a good
again,
rationale.
they all close, man. They're all very, very close.
Yeah, same, yeah. Like Luffy Queen into high diff.
Yeah.
And my number 22 was Sengoku. So my 21 and 20 is obviously Garp Rayleigh, the old man trio. So I think Rayleigh is the strongest out of the 3, just because we've seen more. Although I think in Prime, Garp is stronger. But just like, I think Rayleigh is more versatile. And I feel Rayleigh, I love Rayleigh. But I'm
I'm kinda
biased. I'm
surprised,
not being
man.
biased. I'm genuine.
You
Rayleigh
think,
is a fucking beast, dude. Rayleigh, he's shown more, man. He's shown more versatility, and he's shown...
Do you think he's weaker than
he's-
Katakuri?
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of putting the old trio above First Commander,
Right.
but because they're so old, I changed my mind. It's just because the age. If they're in their prime, they easily are Admiral level, all of them. For me, man, Rayleigh is just so
Hard.
fucking... He's OP, dude.
The
Like,
old
he's
guys.
supposed to be Zoro's equivalent. Imagine Zoro, older Zoro.
Yeah, I don't know if he fell off that much, but yeah, I get
That's the
your point.
thing. It just
Yeah.
depends how much you think they fell off. I think
Yeah.
they fell off
That's why
significantly.
the old guys.
I think it's
the old guys are
significant.
hard.
I think it's very significant. So I put 21 Garp, 20 Rayleigh, 19 Lucky Roo.
Oh,
So
Oh.
so
yeah.
I have Lucky Roo above all the other second commanders because I think he's the strongest second commander. Because of what in the bounty chapter, what they said about Shanks' crew. Obviously, he's the he's the strongest second commander. But I think all the other first commanders are stronger than him. That makes logical sense. Even Shiryu. So I think Lucky Roo is just below first commander level, but he's just above regular second commander level. Like he beats Queen, he beats Smoothie, he beats Burgess.
I hope he's not the next Burgess, bro.
Oh fuck no, dude! Lucky Roo. It said he's Zoro's position. He is Zoro's position.
I thought Ben Beckman, bro.
No, Zoro's not vice captain, dude. Zoro's not the vice captain.
Shit.
Fact. Like Usopp
So
is the
Lucky
vice
Roo-
captain.
wait,
Usopp
so
is the
Lucky-
vice captain.
So Lucky Roo's confirmed. Like, what is his position confirmed?
His position
Like, does he have a
in the I
position?
think SBS was fighter,
Oh shit.
and
Primary
Zoro-
fighter.
and Viva card, and in the same Viva card, Zoro's position is called fighter. So they're the same.
But they're all fighters, right?
They're basically classified as fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ben Beckman is the vice captain. Usopp is the vice captain. So I like that. It's a bit different. Usopp is the vice captain. Trust me, he is the vice captain. It's said in the manga when he joins the crew that he wanted to be captain, but then Luffy's like, no, I'm captain, and Usopp was like, fine, I'll be vice captain.
So that's the invitation. All right.
Zoro
yeah,
has never said that he's vice captain. I've never seen it.
fair.
Show me where he said that.
No, he's not. He's not. It's never been officially.
I mean, he is like in when it comes
in
to roles.
spirit. Yeah.
Yeah, in spirit, but I mean, officially Usopp is, and I like that better. It gives more humor and
Yeah.
diversity to the crew. It's like not expected. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like how do you say it? A cliche.
It's not typical.
Of like,
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
not typical. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
like that.
gay.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So who's your so who's your
Yeah.
19? Sorry, who's your 21 to 19?
19. Smoothie at 21. I think. So I have her obviously below Katakuri. And then number 20, I have Katakuri. So I honestly think he's stronger than Luffy. Like, I don't care about the fight. I think that
there was so much plot involved in that fight. I don't want to even go
Yeah,
into it.
yeah,
but,
same.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and then
But I
the
still think it's extreme diff. I still think now it's extreme diff.
the handicap, bro. Like the handicap as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Like,
but I still think it's extreme diff though right now. I think
yeah,
Katakuri wins
it
extreme diff.
has portrayal indicates it is extreme diff because I mean
Because
they
Luffy got stronger
toe
for
to
that
toe.
fight, and he got stronger in prison.
Yeah,
Not including Ryu. I think with Ryu, he definitely wins though. Like
yeah.
now in the war, in the Wano War, Luffy's gotten much stronger.
Oh yeah, by the end of the arc, he would be much stronger. And I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
but I still think I just think that Katakuri had so many opportunities to kill his ass. Like so
Man,
many times
Katakuri reminds me of Rayleigh. Like
bro,
he's
he
got good,
dominated. Yeah, yeah.
he's got
He
good
d-
hakis and everything,
yeah,
exceptional observation, and he is a good devil fruit.
he
So
dominated Luffy throughout the fight,
yeah,
or most of the
man,
fight. Right?
I
Like,
count Luffy versus Katakuri the correct portrayal to be their first fight. Because Luffy did go all out. He went to Bound Man, and he got his ass kicked.
that's true.
And when he was in Gear Second, he was low diffed.
Yeah.
Katakuri over Luffy in that fight for sure.
So so my last one is 19, right? So 19 is a bit frustrating for me, but this is where I think he is. I think for this character has to be strong for his faction to really be, you know, to live up to their pedestal, I guess, hype. And the fact that we know what his position is. So 19 is Sabo, the
Sabo?
first commander of
Where's
the
King? Where's
revolution.
King, bro? Where's King?
Oh, he's gonna come, man.
What?
Don't
You
worry.
think King is way stronger than Katakuri? Or like much
No, bro.
significantly?
No, I
I
don't.
think they're so close, man. I think
I
there's
think
just
all
like
these
they
guys
should
are
be together.
I think like so here where I'm at right now from 20 to 15, they're all gonna be like first commander level around like something like that.
Okay, you know what? Fair enough. But why is Sabo under
Stronger than
King,
Katakuri,
under King,
under King,
and stronger than Katakuri?
because I think we haven't seen. I don't know. Like I can say it would be
You haven't
kind of
seen King,
hypocritical.
right?
It would be kind of
But
hypocritical.
then why do you put
to
King
say
higher
that.
then?
So yeah, like I can also say the same thing about Lucky Roo and Yasop. Like
You've seen no,
yeah.
but we have the confirmation that Lucky Roo is the strongest second commander. So it's logical that you put Lucky Roo at least over all the second commanders, and you can say that he's just below a first commander. So
was
that
it
means
confirmed though? Was it confirmed he was? I know he says
basically, yeah,
fighter.
yeah, it basically was
Alright.
because in the bounty chapter they said that Shanks has the strongest commanders
Yes.
and the most
Yeah.
balanced crew and the most impregnable crew. Plus Shanks
Yeah.
doesn't have, henchmen. He just
Yeah, I
has main
fucked up.
guys.
I messed up. I didn't
He's
have
like a
crew.
version of Luffy's crew. So he has less members, but each member is very powerful. So that means he must be the strongest. And he's also the combatant. He's the fighter. His job is to fight. I thought he was the chef, but his job is to fight. So he must be very strong. I put him over the old trio, just because like I assume that like I think the old trio have deteriorated. A
I
lot.
like that. I like that. I like that
But
assumption.
that's my logic.
I hope so. Like I
So
want
why
right here.
don't you put King there with Katakuri? What makes King?
better
I
than
think King's stronger because he's revealed later.
yeah, that's one reason. I also
But
think
why is Sabo in between them?
because
I
I
think
like-
Sabo's much strong. I think Sabo's stronger than First Commander now, with a
I
fruit.
think King's stronger because I think Sabo's character isn't static. Like I still think he has
He's
time
growing.
to
Yeah.
he's to keep growing right until endgame. So I
I
think he's
think-
definitely gonna get
yeah.
much stronger. But with King,
True.
I like his contrast. I'll talk about this maybe. Like, I'll just talk about this now. Like his contrast with Marco. Like I dig that, bro.
Yeah.
I fucking
So-
dig. Yeah.
Okay, you'll see my list though. My list gets
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. So,
Alright.
so
Now for you, this is 18, 17, 16 for you.
so my 18 is Shiryu. So the weakest First Commander. Right now.
Oh, yeah, we have
he's
the
new.
same.
He's new.
Yeah.
17 Katakuri, 16 King. So all the First Commanders right next to each other, neck and neck. Shiryu's the weakest, King is the strongest because King is revealed last. And I think Kaido's crew is very top heavy. Like they're strongest at the commanders. Other than Shanks, of course. I have Ben Beckman somewhere else, man. Yeah, what do you think of my list? That's pretty straightforward, man. I don't think
Yeah,
you can argue with that.
My 18 is exactly the same as your 18. I'll send you my list. So I have
That's fine,
Shiryu.
just tell me. I have Shiryu. Shiryu.
Yeah. Wait, so what was your? So your 18 was Shiryu, and then your 17 and 16 was what? Sorry.
Katakuri King.
Okay, Katakuri King. Yeah. So my 18 is Shiryu. My 17 is Old Rayleigh, and my 16 is Marco.
Wait, so
Yeah.
you think Shiryu is stronger than Katakuri?
Bro,
You think Shiryu-
dude, the gap is so like minuscule, bro. Like I think
I know, but I mean, you gotta give. I mean, I know, but we're doing powers. This is top 30. Like it's expected to be close.
I think Shiryu's
Shiryu's
he's
the
kind of
newest,
in
and
the
his devil
range
fruit's
where-
shit.
He's in the range. Well, what's his devil fruit?
He's got a shit fruit, dude. He just got it as well. He just got it, so he's not used to it.
Yeah, but
Katakuri's
what's
had his
his
devil
devil
fruit for
fruit?
years.
Fair
Invisibility.
enough. Fair enough. He's more.
And Katakuri has observation, which counters that. It's like, and he's more experienced. And Katakuri's a hockey master. I mean, to be
Well, we
fair,
don't know.
Shiryu is minimum Magellan level. Minimum. That's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Like pre-time. That was pre-time.
You know what? You know, it's not implausible, but I think logically, Katakuri should be stronger. Logically, but it's fair
Fair
to say that you think that. That's fair.
All right. And yes,
And who's your
Rayleigh and
16?
Mark. 16. I had Marco. I just think that the
So Marco
first
over
beta
Rayleigh.
build- Yeah.
Where is
First
Sengoku and
commander-
Garp?
Slightly higher.
Wow. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So you
I
have
just
Marco at
respect for
16.
those- Yeah.
So
Marco at
Marco's the
16.
second strongest first commander.
Yes, for me. Yeah.
King's above him. All right. Fair.
Oh no! He's the.
I think Marco's the strongest first commander, man.
Yeah, man, it's hard, man. It's hard. I want to say he's the second strongest. Like, as my list is currently constructed, he would be like the third strongest, which wouldn't be fair. Because I think the world's strongest man's first commander should be, especially since he's been active for so long, right? He's been fighting. He hasn't been retiring like Rayleigh or cooped up in an island. Like, he's been commanding forces and he's taken over like Whitebeard's remnants. So I think he should be, since he's such a more of a leadership role, and his devil fruit's OP, like hacks. His feats are also the best that we've seen so far from any Yonko commander.
I think Katakuri's got great feats.
Yeah, but we also saw Marco like clash. with
Marco's great feats too.
three
Yeah,
admirals.
Marco's much
Yeah.
better. Yeah. I have Marco above as well. So my 15,
So-
14, 13.
Yeah.
My
go ahead.
15 is Green Bull, 14 Fuji, and I have 13 Marco. I think Marco's stronger than Fuji and Green Bull. But as I said, the first commanders and the new admirals are very, very close. Katakuri and Marco are very close. Like they're all very, very close, right? But I think
Yeah.
Marco's a bit stronger. Like tiny, he would win 6 out of 10 fights against Green Bull and Fuji,
I
King
agree.
and Katakuri and Shiryu, because of his feats and because also Vigorose said that only the other 3 Yonko can take out Blackbeard and Marco the Phoenix. So that's hype. That's a statement. That's the Gorosei.
Right.
So I think Marco's just above Fuji, Tora, and Green Bull. I mean, I could be wrong, absolutely, but that's what I think. What's your 15, 14, 13?
Just give me a moment here, because, oh man, I wish I could redo this whole list. Yeah, man, Green Bull and Fujitora, man, holy shit, can't believe it.
You didn't have them in? You didn't add them in?
I did not have them in, man. Green Bull, I didn't even remember him. Fujitora, I was, yeah, I mean, he's definitely in the top 15 range, bro. Just give me a second. This is a travesty.
It's all good,
It's
man.
all right. Yeah, it's all right, though. No problem. We won 15, 14, 13. 16 to 14, right? Or was it 15 to 13?
15 to 13. It's okay, bro. Just like substitute 2 other characters.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm bumping off Cracker, Law, and Vista. They have to come out of my list now, I guess. Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, 15. So I have King at 15. Yeah, and then I have so he and Marco are give or take, man. Marco could just as easily be stronger. So like I don't really have like they're both kind of they're 15, I guess. 14, I have Fujitora.
Yeah. So you think he's stronger? Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
And then Green
And-
Bull.
and Green Bull, who I haven't seen jack shit from.
I think
Yeah,
Fuji's strong. Fuji's very impressive, man. Fuji's has an open like we haven't seen Green Bull. To be fair, he's revealed later, so maybe he's stronger. But Fujitora is very impressive, man.
very
he-
impressive.
He has feats. He has very good feats.
The best.
Almost like I
feats
kind of want to put him above
post-time skip.
Marco. He's
Yeah,
very
right.
impressive, man. Very impressive. Very impressive. And he's done everything casually as well. Very impressive. So
Where do you have the Goro sit?
I don't put them in. I didn't put them in.
Okay, fair. Honorable mention then for me, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not confident saying that they're fighters. You know, I don't even know if they can
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah. I
Probably,
mean,
but-
if they were like, I reckon they'd probably vary around like Yonko Commander or like as strong as someone like Garp or old Rayleigh. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah. Something like that. Yeah, like old Rayleigh, yeah.
That would be still
Um,
impressive. Yeah.
they were pretty good, yeah. So my 12, 11, my 12 to 10.
Right. Yeah.
Number 12 is Sabo. So Sabo 11 Aokiji, 10 Kizaru.
Oh,
So
shit,
I
yeah.
have Sabo above all the first commanders and the 2 admirals with his new devil fruit. But I have him below the original admirals still.
Nice.
Because I think Sabo's weaker than Fujitora without the devil fruit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like around first commander level, but with the devil fruit, even though he just got it, it gives him that extra edge and makes him
Right.
intangible. So, and it's an OP fruit too. It's a very OP fruit. So I
Yeah,
put him just
yeah.
above. And as I said, they're all in, like from my 12 to 19, they're very close. But after 12, after Sabo, it gets like more gap, like there's a bigger gap.
I think the next time that we see Sabo, whenever that is, he's gonna be a lot stronger than we've seen before. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, possibly, yeah.
All
I
right,
mean,
so
he lost though in Mary Joa.
yeah.
Lost, but right.
So
Well,
yeah,
you do
dude,
2 admirals though, yeah. So.
yeah, bro. Number
I
13.
think he's stronger than the new admirals. I think he's stronger 1-on-1 than the new admiral. Just very slightly, like extreme diff. Because of his new devil fruit gives him the edge. I think before that he has like as a first division, as the first revolutionary commander, he has to be fucking strong, dude.
Exactly.
I mean the other 3 commanders look like shit. So Dragon needs some power, right? So I think if Dragon has at least 1 admiral person, that makes sense. He should. Or else the revolutionaries are dog shit.
I think that's a great point. Sabo
Yeah.
being admiral level, I think, yeah, he's probably admiral level. If not now, then definitely well beyond that in the future. We'll see. So yeah, my number 13. So yeah, just now I had King at 15, Fujitora at 14. So 13 was Sengoku. I had Sengoku above Fujitora. Current, nah, but
Wow.
pre-time
Wow.
skip, sure. So
Okay.
Sengoku, I think, I mean, this guy was a gatekeeper, one of the gatekeepers for the entire generation. Like he and Garp were pretty much the gatekeepers for the Marines. Like in his prime, this guy, I think he was the Marine rival for Whitebeard. Basically what Garp was to Roger. We don't get to see too much of that, but I mean, this guy was not only a great strategist, I think he was pretty OP, man. Like, and I mean, the Buddha fruit,
Yeah, I
like,
agree. He's a fleet admiral. He's
yeah,
parallel to a
he
kind
was a fleet admiral, and I'm pretty sure, like, so obviously his hockey must be like off the charts, even though Marineford's portrayal was, kind of inconsistent, some would say. But Sengoku, we still don't know what, other than, just pure combat, what else his Devil can do, the Buddha. And just barring that, as you said, like rank and, portrayal alone, I think he's quite strong. I would say that I can't see him being weaker than like a Yonko first mate, bro. Like, yeah, I can't see him. But like post time skip, I think he and Garp. So yeah, number 12 I had Garp, and number 11 I had Ben Beckman. So Garp and Sengoku, I think post retirement they've definitely gone weaker. So I think as time goes by they could go lower on this list. I think like any of the first mate, like after the pre-time skip, yeah, they would be more justified here. But yeah, again, like I don't know how far they fell off. I would assume that they're
Yeah.
maybe,
It all depends
they
how
haven't-
far you think they fell off. That's what it depends
Yeah.
on. I think
So,
they
like-
fell off quite a bit.
And where they compared to like old Rayleigh, like I feel like old Rayleigh might have
You
fallen
think they're
off-
much
fell off.
stronger. You think Garp and Sengoku are much stronger than
No,
Rayleigh.
not much stronger, but I think they could high diff him. Like
yeah. No,
so, like,
extreme diff. Wow.
possibly
I think
'Cause
they should be
Rayleigh-
at least extreme diff.
only because like they've been more active. Like Rayleigh has
Sure. Yeah, that's a good
off
point. That's a
radar.
good point. That's a
These
good
guys
point.
have still been on duty and stuff. But I think after the time skip, I mean Sengoku, he's definitely gotten older. I think he's kind of taking it easy. So yeah, I think he could just as easily fall down a bit, man. We need I'm sorry, man. I need to redo this list. Should be
Oh, that's
better.
fine, bro. Dude, your list is fine. It's not outrageous.
All right.
So we're at 11, right?
Yeah, I had Ben Beckman at 11. I think he's the strongest Yonko first mate. I think he has to be.
I think
and
you
like
jump one ahead of me, man. I think you jump one ahead. Did I say Aokiji yet?
No, you said 10, right? Kizaru.
Oh shit! Yeah, sorry.
I'm behind you. So I'm at 11. Yeah, Ben Beckman. So yeah, I think he's
And then
at
your 10. Who's your 10 then?
Kizaru.
Where's Aokiji?
He's
After?
9.
Oh shit. Okay. So I'll
Yeah.
give my. So we're in the top 10 now.
Yeah, we're in the top 10.
Let's
Very
go one by
close.
one now. Let's go one by one.
Okay. Yeah, let's
So
take
man,
it.
so I had Sabo then Aokiji as 11. I think Kizaru is stronger than Aokiji because in one of the SBSs, Otis said that Kizaru and Akainu joined the Marines at the same time before Aokiji.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
and I think the light fruit is a stronger fruit than the ice fruit, and also feats wise, I mean, Aokiji has one of the best feats in the series, but it's not really a fighting feat. It's like a DC feat. He freezes the entire ocean for like several days, for like a very long distance, right?
yeah.
But Kizaru, he's had some good feats, man, and I don't think he's been damaged properly, except for Marco, and he wasn't even damaged. You know, it was like nothing for him.
And they've all been casual, man.
Whereas
Like,
Aokiji, he did lose, and he did get damaged severely by Jozu. Well, he did get damaged by Jozu, remember?
Yep.
Brilliant Panku. And then Kizaru hasn't been damaged by nobody. And I think he stepped on Whitebeard's by Sento too. So
yeah,
feats right there. Boom. And he went toe-to-toe with Marco. So Kizaru is my number 10. He's my gatekeeper for the 10.
nice.
And I think he's Sanji's endgame. So
Hopefully.
yeah. At least. Come on.
Yeah, you gotta give him that. At least. He deserves it, man. Yeah, for me, Kizaru and Aokiji are neck and neck. I mean, I want Kizaru to be stronger just because I don't want Kizaru to be sidelined, kind of like, you know, the Aokiji and Akainu have this rivalry and Kizaru is just the third wheel. Like, I don't want that at all. Like, I think Kizaru, as you said, the most impressive thing about
he's
it
a
is,
hidden factor, man. He's a hidden gem. I think he's stronger than Aokiji, but it's okay if you put him above. Or like, sorry, weaker than Aokiji. It's fair.
it's
fair.
either way, man. Like,
It's either way. They're so close. It doesn't matter. But I put him
Kizaru-
over.
Yeah, Kizaru, man, like destroying the mangrove tree, like
Oh, that's a
city-sized
feat.
tree,
That's a feat. That's a
like
good
without even like blinking an
That's a
eye.
very good
The
feat.
only person who's
Casual.
been able to wound him is Rayleigh, like scratching his face a little bit.
Oh
That's
no,
it.
yeah, you're right. No. He did
That's
get
it.
hit by Rayleigh. No,
But
and
that's
Marco
it, though.
too. He
Yeah,
got hit by
but,
Marco too.
but Aokiji is probably
But they're
taking
very
more damage, bro.
minimal. Yeah, they're very minimal
Aokiji's
damage.
taking more damage, yeah. Like, and I can easily see a situation where, okay, Aokiji and Akainu, if that's an extreme diff, like 10-day battle,
Yeah.
but Aokiji, like he lost like some limbs, right? Akainu had like scars.
But it's also like devil fruit weakness.
Fair, yeah, true. But I think I can just as easily see Kizaru like outlasting Aokiji like a little longer.
Kizaru's fruit for me is the most OP out of all the admirals, in my opinion. I think light
yeah.
is so like it's
The
so powerful, dude.
possibilities,
The
right?
possibilities of that fruit is fucking
Yeah.
jokes.
So yeah,
So that's
yeah,
your 10
that's-
as well?
that's 9 and 10 for me. Kizaru, Aokiji, Kizaru, yeah.
Okay, bro, just go one at a time now. So my 9 was Ben Beckman. I put Ben Beckman above Kizaru and Aokiji, man, but
Oh.
very slightly.
Yeah.
My reason why is because again, I always
Shanks,
thought that
man.
the first commanders are very strong, close to the admirals. Maybe not, maybe they can't beat an admiral, but they're very close. And Ben Beckman's supposed to be the strongest. What is it? First commander. And
Yeah.
in one of the SBSs, Otis said that Ben Beckman is the moon and Shanks is the sun, implying that they're very close in power. And also, Shanks' crew is top heavy, like their commanders are the strongest. So possibly he can beat an admiral, but I can also see him being just under Aokiji as well. But yeah, that's my 9. My number 8 is Akainu. So I think Akainu is stronger than Ben Beckman by a little bit, and he's stronger than the other 2 admirals because obviously he's fleet admiral and he beat an admiral in single combat.
Right.
Yeah, and his drive as well, like his personality,
Yeah, nice.
very
yeah.
strong. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's my. Who's your 8?
Okay. So my 8. So wait, before I go, yeah, dude, I agree with you about Ben Beckman, man. Like, if there's any character any non-Yonko character that I want to see is like super OP, it's him. Just because, dude, like he's supposed to be for his generation the parallel to Rayleigh and Zoro, right? Like he's that dude. Like
He's
so,
that guy.
Yeah. So like, and I also think that out of all the Yonko and first mates, the gap between him and his captain should be the smallest. Like him and Shanks.
It depends
You know,
what you think Shanks is, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
though.
true
I think
that.
it is.
True that.
Yeah,
I hope
think-
so. I really
I think
like
it is the smallest gap. I think I agree. It is. It
Yeah.
should be the smallest gap. Yeah. So
So yeah, my 8 is Marshall D. Teach. Black
what?
Freedom.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah,
I
bro.
can see that. Yeah. Fair enough.
Like just because But then, yeah, it's a bit hypocritical on
Nah,
my
not
part
fair enough. No,
because you said,
that's fair.
just
No,
like you
no.
said, right? Shiryu, right? Shiryu got his fruit more recently, but then I have him above Katakuri slightly. Teach is a upstart Yonko, compared relatively speaking. But I also think that I just think his crew is still being
Yeah.
developed. Like
Yeah.
he's the only guy who's still been growing, right? He's gonna be the strongest
He will, yeah,
Yonko.
yeah. Oh, end of
Yeah.
series, he'll be top 3. But in
Yeah.
my opinion, all right. So that's your 8,
That's
right?
my 8.
Blackbeard?
Yeah.
I'm guessing your 7's Akainu, right?
No, but go
No?
ahead.
Okay. So for me, my 7 is Blackbeard. So I put him just above Akainu. I
Okay.
can see like it's just Blackbeard's Devil Fruit, the Darkness Fruit. If he fights any Devil Fruit user, he has such a big advantage, and it's the most OP Logia, the most OP Devil Fruit. But it's the fact that against Devil Fruit users, he's hacks, and I just
Yeah.
I honestly I can agree with I can see Akainu being over Blackbeard. I can see Akainu being 7, Blackbeard being 8.
Yeah.
But one is the Yonko title, but I can also but it's also the fruit, man. I can't stop thinking about Akainu using a Magma Fist and Blackbeard using Kurozu,
Yeah.
just like negating him,
Holy
and just beating the
yeah.
shit out of him with Quakes. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I can kind of see like right now at Blackbeard's level, right now, maybe Akainu against like a random opponent would beat that opponent easier than Blackbeard if that opponent has no Devil Fruit. But I put Blackbeard above Akainu.
Fair,
right now.
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
what's your
both like
7?
final villain material. 7. So I have Big Mom at number 7. I think she deserves some respect. For being old school. Like, Yonko, like
disrespectful, man. What the fuck?
I mean,
She's Yonko, bro.
I have her over
Bro.
Teach, so I don't have her as the weakest.
Oh, you know what?
Yonko.
Fair, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
And like, yeah,
That's
I
not
think she's
bad,
really
but-
strong. I think she's stronger
I'm
than people
curious-
think. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm just
like-
curious about
like-
your list, man.
like you said,
Who
like
could you
she might
have, man?
have one of the
I
strongest.
know you have Mihawk above. I know you have Mihawk high up there, but yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah,
Yeah. So what about you? Number 6.
my number 6 is Mihawk, so I put him above Blackbeard,
Okay.
but
fair.
below Big Mom. Oh,
And
I
above-
shouldn't spoil. Yeah.
And above Akainu as well.
And above
Yeah.
Akainu, yeah. I
Okay.
think Mihawk's a beast. I think Mihawk could make it top 5, but I think he's Yonko level. I think he's really up there, and he's Zoro's endgame opponent. That's what makes me
Yeah.
give him the edge over Blackbeard and Akainu.
If
I think he's
that is-
damn
yeah.
strong. But yeah, I think he's really strong.
If he doesn't get fucked, man, before that.
He
Hopefully.
won't, man. Like, dude, some people were saying before, like, Mihawk is like Kuma level. I'm like, what the fuck? Mihawk is the strongest warlord by far,
Kuma
and
level.
he's never even tried, and he's got feats.
Crocodile.
And the way that he destroyed Zoro in the East Blue, that for me is one of my favorite scenes of One Piece ever. Like,
Yeah,
even though I
bro.
love Zoro, like that's one of my favorite scenes of One Piece.
He's been
Just-
around since episode
He
21.
was the first character to be shown. That's like
the
that's
Grand Line.
way above the main character's level.
Yeah.
I love
true.
that. Honestly, that scene made me continue watching One Piece. I was like, fuck, One Piece is kind of like, it's
yeah.
kind of dragging on. Like, fuck Don Krieg, fuck Luffy, fuck Zoro. I was like, fuck this, man. But then I saw Mihawk. I'm like, oh shit, no, these characters will grow a lot more because this fucking Dracula guy, he's
Yeah,
killing
right.
everybody, man.
Holy
He's killing
shit.
everybody with a pocket knife.
That's a
You
great
gotta
point.
see what he can do. And I know Zoro's gonna catch up to him eventually. So let's continue watching the series. Like Mihawk for me was like one of my favorite characters.
All right.
Who's your 6?
All right. So I know how much respect you have for the Yonko. I like them as well. This is. I don't want to use the order of like characters appearing as the reason why, but I have the world's strongest creature at number 6.
What? Okay. Okay.
Kaido.
What the fuck?
So
What the fuck, dude? All right.
it
That's
honestly
right.
depends on like how soon he gets defeated, and I feel like, dude, I put respect on his name. I think he can, dude. Kaido, like, I think he's stronger than old Whitebeard, like, the Marineford version.
I agree.
I think like the damage that Whitebeard did, or like the level of devastate, like Kaido could, and the fact that he has.
I think Kaido beats old Whitebeard.
Oh yeah, he would be because of stamina as well. Like
Yeah.
he's younger.
Bro,
Like
him at
he's
6,
prime.
man.
Bro,
Bro,
man, it's a tight
I-
list, man. It's
it's a
tough.
tight
list.
list. But you know what? In the top 10, just because someone's above someone else, it doesn't
Yeah.
mean that other person's shit. Like just because you're 10th out of the top 10 doesn't mean you're shit.
No,
It's like
you're-
in basketball. If I say
exactly.
Derrick
It's like
Rose and LeBron, like LeBron, if I say LeBron is better than Derrick Rose, it doesn't mean Derrick Rose is shit. Derrick Rose is still fucking good, but LeBron's just better. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, and the 1 to 5, 1 to 10, it's always close.
So
Closer
close,
than people think.
I can't believe that Kaido's not in your top 5.
5, right?
Yeah. Okay.
He
That's
should be.
insane.
He should be logically. I mean, the world's strongest
I just want to
creature
hear what you have to
deserves
say
top
for your
5.
top. I just want to.
All
Okay,
right,
don't spoil me though. My fifth one
Yeah.
is Big Mom. So the
Okay. Big
Big
Mom.
Mom, yeah. Based on bounty, based on experience, based on feats, based on portrayal.
All right.
Pretty easy choice. Big Mom.
Yeah.
Who's your
She
fifth?
has everything. She has everything.
Who's your fifth? Who's your gatekeeper for top 5?
So, on the list in front of me, my number 5 is. All right. Akainu.
What? You think
The
a Kaido
reason why-
could be Kaido?
Yes, I do. So-
Jesus.
Okay, so here's the reason, right? I listen to my reasoning. It's kind of sound. I feel like with the exception of old Whitebeard, right? Just in terms of on-screen feats, like feats we've seen, I think he's the most impressive character. He's done the most, bro. Like, so in Marineford, not only did he forget fighting old Whitebeard, the fact that he fought the entire, like, all the commanders. Like, think about all the damage he took, right? Durability, endurance, destructive capacity, and then of course beating Aokiji like a fellow admiral was very impressive also. Like, I don't think the fight is as, even though it went for 10 days and the island like was evenly split, I don't think it was like as dead equal as people thought, because the fact that Aokiji was left at his mercy, like it was said like Akainu spared him, right? That means he was in a position, like he beat him at the end. Still an equal fight, but I think again, like I
But
think
he's advanced though. He's
I'm one
stronger
of the
than
few people. I'm one of the few people who think he has advanced, because I think so.
Of course
after
he has
being
advanced.
beat at
Of course,
yeah.
he's stronger now than he was pre-time skip. Of course, and he's
Yes.
advanced more than the other admirals. I think.
Fleet Admiral. Yeah,
He should. It just
exactly.
makes sense, you know. Like, yeah,
So I
but
think he's
but dude,
now he's
yeah.
above them, bro. Like, and yeah, like I said, man, in Marine.
But bro,
like,
he got
the feats
defeated
had-
so easily by Whitebeard, man. Like, not easily, but he got beaten by Whitebeard, man. Old Whitebeard, and Whitebeard's
Or
weaker
dying
than
as
Kaido,
well.
man.
Fair, but he was. But okay, so here's the thing. So number one, like, I'm not gonna just say it was it wasn't a sneak attack. Like, he hit him from the back, and then he beat him in 2. But he still laid it out in 2 hits. But after that, he got incapacitated. He still came back, and then after that, what did he? He fought all the
Yeah.
commanders. Bro. He
But
fought Marco,
Whitebeard won that
Vista.
fight. Like, if Whitebeard wanted to, he could have
Of
killed
course.
him. Like, he could have just kept beating him up. But
Yeah.
it's like a scenario.
But that was-
Blackbeard
yeah.
was there, you know.
Okay, so like
Whitebeard was still fighting after he beat Akainu down. He was still fighting.
Pre-time-
So
I think pre-time skip, like old Whitebeard beat him. But I mean, he also sorry. He also fought. I mean, Marco Vista at the same time. He had some insane feats, bro. Like endurance.
no, but they were tired, bro. They were injured badly. But I guess he
But
was
so
also
was-
injured.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like he held 16 of them. Like that fight was off. Man.
No, but yeah.
I know.
No, he had help though. Come on, man.
And then he
was
got
off
stronger.
screen, but he had help, dude, for sure.
He got stronger as well.
He got
Yeah,
stronger,
but-
yeah, I give you that. I
He had
give you that. He
help
got
from
stronger. That's,
Marines. And I mean, he's in the same ballpark.
I can't
would
believe you
say,
think
as-
he's stronger than Kaido, though, man.
But here's why, bro. Like I have him.
So deep.
The reason is because I think he's in the same ballpark as Blackbeard and Mihawk. Like I think he's one of the end game like opponents that Luffy has.
All
to
right, I
beat.
asked you this. Do you think he could casually one-shot Gear 4 Luffy right now?
Casually one shot.
Casually. Kaido
So
casually did
Kaido
it
did.
without
Yeah, Kaido-
awakening, without hybrid form. Casually. With a lightning attack, and Luffy's immune to lightning. What the fuck? No way.
I think he would destroy Luffy, bro.
Like Kaido did. I know he obviously he
Not
beats Luffy.
necessarily identically, man. I mean,
Not even
matchups,
close,
bro.
dude. It would be like a mid diff.
I think Akainu has
Bit
got
diff.
big military powers, bro. I think he's
No, it's bullshit.
he's a quite
It's a mid diff, bro. He would mid diff Luffy. Kaido low diff Luffy. Like extremely low diff. Because Kaido has awakening and hybrid.
fair enough. I mean, yeah. Currently, Kaido is probably stronger, but I have Akainu.
Fair
You
enough.
want
Fair
Black
enough. So that's your
Standing.
5, right? That's your gatekeeper. Okay.
Yeah.
My 4th above Big Mom is Kaido. I think Kaido is stronger than Big Mom.
Fair enough, bro. Top 4. Yeah.
Obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Who's your 4?
Mihawk.
What the
Because-
fuck?
Is it
What
really
the
that level?
fuck,
I mean,
dude?
I think, bro, like I think
know
he's
what?
stronger than Kaido. I think he's stronger than Kaido and Big Mom. Akainu, give or take, I have no idea. I think he's equal to Akainu, bro. This is a guy who was Yonko level, in my opinion.
You know what? You know what? I can see it. I can see it. I
He
have a
has-
big.
he has never-
I think Mihawk can maybe beat Big Mom, but maybe not Kaido. It's hard because it's hard. But I
hasn't
think
been-
Kaido's weakness is strong ornament and swordsman.
bro,
because-
exactly. If
Yeah,
Odin,
yeah. It's like a
Odin let
weakness.
the
Yeah,
Scar-
yeah.
I think Mihawk could. Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and besides,
You know what?
like,
Possible, man. You know what? Very
Casually-
possible, man. Because you're basically saying EOS Zoro EOS Zoro beat Kaido, and I think maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
is EOS
Possible.
like Yonko level? I mean, he
Possible.
is. He would be.
But
And,
yeah.
and he has one of the most impressive destructive feats as well. Like if you like take away, okay, Law's mountain cutting was very impressive, but it's also his devil fruit. Mihawk's mountain cutting, like he didn't break a sweat. Like he cut a mountain-sized
I know.
iceberg.
Yeah.
And
But,
not only that,
Kaido
like
can do that too.
he hasn't. Of course.
Yeah.
Mihawk hasn't been touched, man. He hasn't been. And
Mihawk- yeah,
this is
yeah,
more
yeah,
so,
you know-
like this is more so just like I said.
No, I'm saying it's
the
plausible.
open-
I think it's plausible. I just
For
know
me-
you're a Mihawk fanboy, so I assume that you just put him there.
No, it is more to do. Okay, fair. yeah, but
You are
I mean,
a Mihawk
also,
fanboy, though.
I am, but I think I just feel like if Kaido, no, not Kaido, sorry, if Mihawk wasn't a EOS opponent, yeah, I probably would be more hesitant to put him above, the other Yonko. But just because of his importance to the story and the pedestal he's on, similar to, Blackbeard. Or Kaido.
Okay,
That's
so
why
he's
I'm-
your number 4?
Yeah, he's my number 4.
Fair
You?
enough. You know what? That's fair.
All right.
I'm a Mihawk fan too. Like I fucking love Mihawk. I think Mihawk can deserve to be in top 5. You can argue
I
that.
just think he doesn't have the benefit of.
At least you didn't have him first.
And-
If you had him first, I'd be like,
Oh,
what the
no,
fuck?
no. He doesn't have a
Yeah.
crew.
Fair enough.
And yeah, he's a loner, so he doesn't
Nah,
have
man,
this.
it's nothing to do with that. That's not why he's not first. In a 1v1, he loses.
No, that's not what I mean, bro. Like I mean, against comparing to like Kaido and other Yonko, I'm saying he doesn't have a crew, so
Yeah,
his,
but that doesn't affect. This doesn't affect his listing here.
yeah. But world's strongest swordsman, I think.
I
he
see
cut
what
the
I do,
shit out
Luke.
of Kaido, bro.
Cheeky bastard.
He would
All right,
cut
all
the
right,
shit
all right,
out of
all
Kaido.
right, all right. Fair enough.
All right.
My
Big
number
Mom,
3 is Shanks.
Yes.
How
Fair.
about you?
Shanks as well, number 3, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need to explain it.
Yeah.
was-
It's
Honestly, I thought for a long time he's number 1, but I like when I thought about my list, I was like, okay, Shanks is obviously number 1, but it's
Well,
like I thought about it. I'm like, these 2 characters I have in front of Shanks, where did they go? So I think we're the same. So my number 2 is Dragon.
yeah, same dragon.
No way. And my
Yeah.
number 1 is Emu.
Yeah, my number 1 is Emu.
Oh, what the fuck?
I thought that would have
Yo,
been
this
messing
is
up
the
the
villain,
list.
right?
Yeah.
The final villain
the
always
final
has to be
villain.
the number 1.
And
The final villain always has to be the number 1. Anime rules. Anime law.
the One Piece god.
He is
For
the
the
One
dev-
Piece god, dude. I mean, I love Shanks, man, but Emu is the final villain of One Piece. He has to be the final opposition. And I can see that it might not even be a 1v1. I can see like a... You know what? Dude, this is my theory about Emu and Mihawk. You know how they have the same eyes?
You know
I
what I
think
want
they
to
have the
say?
same... Bro, no, listen.
Yeah, okay,
I
okay.
think this is my crazy theory. You know the ancient decline that got defeated, or like the ancient civilization, that got defeated by the world government?
Right.
I think the world government that defeated the ancient civilization, that clan, was the Emu Mihawk race.
So Mihawk's evil,
No. He's just part of that race. He's a
descended from
descendant.
a evil lineage.
And
evil
these
bloodline.
guys are
Fucking
weapon
vampires,
masters.
bro.
They're they're super strength, superhuman weapon masters with swords. Because Emu, he's shown to have a sword. So
You know
he,
what?
he looks like Mihawk because the eyes. He wields a sword like Mihawk,
You know what?
and they're both untouched characters. Like no one's ever touched these 2 characters. Like, they're both extremely powerful. It's
I like-
possible. Like, why do they have the same eyes? Why do they have the same eyes? Why?
Maybe they're
Why?
mother and son, bro. Who the fuck knows? But dude, you know what? You were
They're
talking
part
about
of an ancient race, bro, that
being
opposed the decline, and they beat the decline.
me being a Mihawk
Not
White,
using devil
having him
fruits.
at number 1, right? You know what? What's gonna happen? Emu's gonna take off his fucking dress. It's gonna be Mihawk, bro. Number 1.
Oh, no.
Revelations.
No. Really? That
So
means
yeah, bro,
Zoro
I agree with
Zoro
you.
beats him then. That means
For
Zoro
the
will
longest time,
fight. That'd be
for the
amazing,
long-
bro.
I'm just joking, man. But yeah,
That,
for the
that would-
longest
I mean,
time,
it would be no. Actually, no. I wouldn't like that. But that'll be plot twist. I'd
that
be
would be shit.
surprised.
That would be Kagura.
It'll be shit, but I'd be surprised though. You know, like
That'd be
it was
funny.
shock factor. Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
But
man.
that's my theory, dude. I actually just thought of that. I think that that race beat the decline, and Emu was the originator. Like Emu was he's immortal for somehow. He's immortal,
Yeah.
and he has no devil fruit. Somehow, maybe he does.
Just want to know what the fuck he is, man. But yeah, like you, like
That can't be a coincidence.
I
Man. That
kinda-
can't be a coincidence, man.
wondered,
The
man.
eyes, it can't be coincidence. And the reason why I put Dragon in second is because I think Dragon and Emu are rivals. They have to be at least somewhat like extreme diff each other or high diff each other. So if they're like close to equal, then Dragon's got to be second. You know what I mean?
So I think Emu appeared in the.
I think they're polar opposites. Yeah, and he has red eyes though. He has red eyes. Mihawk has
And
yellow, but
yeah.
I think they retconned it. I think Mihawk now has red eyes. I heard.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
bullshit, dude.
because-
He got a fucking Sharingan.
Dude, the yellow eyes are way better because they're
Yeah.
like eagle eyes, bro. Eagle
Yeah,
eyes.
and I
they
think
do
Emu
not Sharingan.
Emu
bro.
should have yellow eyes too.
It's fair.
I'm
I
telling
mean,
you, man,
he's-
if I'm right,
He
bro.
sits on the empty throne. He's the king of the world, basically. Unofficially.
And I think like the decline used devil fruits as their weapons, and I think the Emu race uses hockey and swords, man. Therefore,
Yeah.
I like that race better.
He's a god emperor. One more
That would be
character.
insane, bro. Like just a warrior race, like the Saiyans almost, but like they
Hockey.
use swords.
Yeah, dude, I'm
And they're
pretty sure that's
extremely powerful.
what that's
Wow.
gonna do, man. I'm pretty sure that's what he's gonna do for the ancient
Because
kingdom.
why does Mihawk look like a fucking vampire?
Bro,
Why
he's
does he have
human.
hawk eyes? Why does he have those fucking weird ass eyes? That's not
Why
normal.
does
It could
why
be
does
just be a
Hancock-
design choice, but I mean,
Yeah,
I like it
bro.
when there's rationale behind these things.
fair, more like a little bit more depth behind it.
Yeah,
add to
like
the
that's interesting.
backstory.
Like, bro, a warrior race, and they're the only two left. That's fucking awesome, man. Like, why did they die out if they're so strong? Fair enough, but I mean,
That's why Mihawk's such a loner.
maybe
last of his
Emu, bro, maybe Emu killed all the other ones, man.
Oh shit.
Because no, he didn't. Because they're all strong as fuck. He didn't want anyone else to beat him, so he eliminated all of his brothers and sisters and his own kind, and he let. But Mihawk's a descendant somehow of these people, and he's still roaming the seas.
But I agree with you. I think he's number
Oh,
one.
that's a crazy theory.
I mean, he's the true ruler of the world, and he's like. So apparently, his name, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
From
yeah,
what
I
I
know,
read-
I heard,
Really?
yeah. It means water, right? Backwards or something.
No, I mean, oh, okay, water. I didn't hear.
I think so.
Oh shit. Okay, no, I read one
Umi,
that said.
Umi means wave. Oh, wave or water, yeah.
So
Water,
it says
water.
it when written in. I'm taking this from tropes.com. When written in katakana, I don't know what dialect that is. Language, Japanese, I guess. His
Yeah.
name is composed of two radicals comprising character for Buddha. But then, Sengoku already has that. The second thing is his name is the name of a giant in Norse mythology. It's a
Yeah.
What sticks out about that giant is that his father was famed for wisdom. And then when you have the name Buddha as well, it's not really that much, but yeah, it's kind of, I guess. But yeah, the water thing, like imagine if he's like, what if he had water powers? That'd be kind of weird.
Weird, a bit weird. I don't know that. That's
But if you
Well,
look at his like physique, right? He's kind of delicate, like what the fuck?
yeah.
Like,
But
he's not.
I know he's got a gown on though. But I
You see,
feel,
like in One Piece, man. In One Piece, most of the OP characters strong. They're huge, dude. They're either like buff or like just giants. But this guy is just a fucking feather. I don't know what to say. Emu.
Wow, that's crazy. We had the same like top two. I was like nobody's gonna say that. Like I looked at other people's lists online. I was like nobody has that. But it's like
It's coming down to
me and
why.
you. We thought along the same lines because we
Yeah.
know we're we're anime fucking nerds, bro. We know that when the final villain is revealed, that
He's
guy is the strongest man.
It's too
Or strongest
obvious,
woman.
right?
It's
Yeah.
obvious, yeah. And Dragon is his opposition, his polar opposite. So it
So,
has
yeah,
to be Dragon.
One
So
more
number
thing.
two.
Where do you
But I
think?
do want to say Shanks is really powerful too. But
Yeah.
I think our lists are fucking fantastic, man. I think our lists actually make a lot of sense. My list makes more sense though. Like I can explain every single person there.
My top
Every-
10 was a bit better, but then I really struggled from like.
Nah,
yeah,
your top 10 was garbage, bro. No, I'm kidding. Your top 10 was alright. It's
What-
fair. It's fair. You know, like.
What
it
do you
could
think
be that.
about? What do you think about Kong? Where does he fit in?
Oh man, he should be up there, but we haven't. I just forgot about him because he didn't touch
So
shit.
yeah, same. Like I only remembered him when you said
I'm not gonna put
Dragon.
him. I think he's like a desk job. Like I don't
When
think
you
he
said-
is.
When you said Dragon was supposed to be head to head with Emu, right? Because this guy is the commander in chief of the world government
I
military.
get that, and he's also Kong, like King Kong, and Dragon's like a monkey D, like
Oh
monkey.
shit!
I get that,
Oh,
but
Yeah, but we'll see.
tough to say. I mean, he could be. Oda could just do that. You know, he could just make Kong above Admiral level. He could do that. He could be
He's
like,
old.
Yonko
fun.
level.
Yonko level.
But he just seems like he doesn't do shit. You know, when he's revealed,
Yeah,
it wasn't
we
like
only
hype.
see him twice, bro. Like we see him twice in like a flashback in present time.
But
Both
Oda,
times,
man,
behind the
Oda could
table.
do that, man.
both times he's been on the behind the desk.
Yeah,
Fuck's sake.
Oda could just make him OP, dude. It's plausible. But
Just imagine
for
he
me,
just
it doesn't
starts.
make as much sense.
He just shows up like in.
I mean, it doesn't.
He
It
just
makes
shows
sense,
up.
actually. Yeah.
Yo, imagine if he shows up in Tequila Wolf when the revolutionaries try him, and he starts like he's standing on the mountain, he's just beating his chest like a gorilla. Yes, like a mom.
Yeah. He probably has like the King Kong mythical zone or something.
Oh shit, Son Goku.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a good top 30, man. So next
was
week
fun.
for our special segment, we're gonna do something different. Should we reveal what it is, Luke? Nah, we won't reveal it. We're just gonna do it. You're gonna find out if you watch the next episode.
That was
a
fun.
great podcast, man.
That was so
Yeah.
fun.
And we didn't plan any of this, just except for our top 30 list. Everything else was off the cuff.
And even the top 30 list,
non-scripted.
my list was off the cuff. Yeah.
No, you plan. I told you to plan it, bro. The list.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a good list, though, man. That list makes sense at least. Like it's not stupid. I think my list is better, though, man. To be fair, my list is fucking good.
I think so as well.
I think I have the best list that I've seen anywhere. I think my list is the best. I've seen other people's lists, like
Dude, most
You know,
lists I've seen are fucking trash. Like on YouTube,
yeah.
some of the dumbest shit. But yeah,
Sure.
anyway. Sorry,
But-
guys. Like, don't mean to insult
Yeah.
anyone.
But
Just
anyways,
plain.
we're going to be uploading this podcast on YouTube, and just check the description for the other platforms you can download it from. It'll be on iTunes, Spotify, and a couple of others. But yeah, Kento,
Yeah, Lee. Hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and really grateful for anyone who's actually listened to what we had to say. We love One Piece, and here's hoping that the next podcast, each podcast will just keep getting better and better. Yeah, this was fun. Thank you, Lee.
yo, that was actually a great closing, Kento, man. But yeah, so every week we'll be posting an episode. Subscribe, like the damn video, and share it. That would help us a lot. And yeah, that concludes episode 1.
Of One Piece, One Talk. Enjoy.
One talk, one piece.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I'll edit that. I'll cut that out. All right, we're done.